Waste of space. I need to talk to you about that later.
Okay, we're live.
You got a connection with someone specifically that controls that committee.
Yeah, we're live.
I like the haircut.
Are you
I
ready?
like the haircut.
All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Brian Rodriguez, Chair for the Town of Miami Lakes Youth Activities Task Force. Today is March 20th, 2024, our regularly scheduled committee meeting. I'm going to call this meeting to order at 7:14 p.m. Ariana is not here for secretary. Do I have a volunteer for secretary for tonight? Perfect. If you can take the roll call, please, and add Pilar Hernandez to it.
Brian Rodriguez,
Present.
Martha Costa,
Present.
Ariana Rivera, right here. Angelica Torres, present. Leila. Robin Amador, Gabriela Vega, present. Leonardo Lavero,
Present.
Ana Soto, present. Cesar Caballo, present. Haley Smith, present. And then Pilar Present.
Perfect. And we have one. Move on to item 3, public comments. Do we have any public comments?
Yes, you guys do a great job. For allowing me to come in and pardon.
Perfect. And also, I want to add really quick, we do have a new committee member, Pilar Fernandez. If you want during public comments to introduce yourself to the committee, if you want.
Well, hi, everybody. My name is Pilar Fernandez Rivas. 2 last names. I don't know why. It was very simple before. I was a Perez before. It's an honor to be here. I am a proud principal at Matter Gardens Academy. And I'm surrounded by kids already, but I'm looking forward to working with this group. I want to give back to this beautiful town. And I'm honored to be here. I really just want to help out, and I think this is a great place to be.
Welcome. Awesome. Any more public comments? Seeing none, public comments is now closed. We'll move on to item 4, adopt the minutes. Take a minute or two to look through the minutes. If you see anything that needs to be changed, feel free to make a motion. If not, feel free to make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
I'm motion to accept the minutes.
We have a motion. We have a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passes. Well, item 5, order of business deferrals of business deletions. Is there anything anyone wants to add, delete, or move from the agenda?
Yes, I'll move item 6 to next month's meeting.
We have a second.
I second.
I have a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passes. I'm gonna make a motion to add item 6 to the agenda, and it's gonna be the committee chair meeting report. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passes. Anything else for item 5? Item 5 is now closed. We'll move on to item 6, which is the committee chair meeting report. Last Monday, I think it was last Monday, and I lost track of time. We had our quarterly committee chair meeting. When I say quarterly, it's more like half a year now. Basically, all the chairs for the committees get together to give an update to the town, as well as all the other committees on what's going on with our committee, as well as give feedback to the town staff and get feedback from them regarding our committees. One of the things that they discussed was we need to start working on our budget, not this meeting, but next, as early as possible for our next budget year. So that's something that we need to look into, as well as they like everything that we're doing. There are things that we need to look into, possibly getting rid of events. And when I say getting rid of events that are not successful anymore. I brought up the idea that we had talked about the holiday festival. For this upcoming budget year, for the next budget year. And they jumped on the idea, the town jumped on the idea. They love the idea. They love everything about it. They want us to hit the road running. They already knew about it before I even spoke about it because they saw our minutes from our meeting and our recording. So they like it. They want us to run with it. Another thing we possibly talked about is getting rid of movies at the park. Because now time it's taking up money in the budget. And unfortunately, we're not getting people to come to movies because of Netflix and all these other streaming platforms. No one cares to come out to watch a movie in a park anymore. But that's something that we can look at when we start talking about budget. Other than that, oh, another thing I did confirm with the town, every dollar that we make at our events, when it's fundraising money, for example, we sell food or anything, that money goes straight back to the community to use.
Okay.
Does not go to the town.
Okay.
The town manager did confirm that to me. So every dollar that we make, we can use towards our events.
So how are we gonna get back the, what was it 4,000 we made last year?
Yeah, you have to talk to them to see, because it's supposed to come back to us. And I know Nancy was there.
Is it retroactive or?
It's a retroactive. But they told me, from what they said, it goes back straight into our committee account. So if you could look into that, Ernie.
Last year we made 4,000 with the sprinkler?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that money does not.
So they're not gonna give us more money for this new festival thing, holidays, we just have to.
Well, we can request anything we want in our budget.
Yeah.
Whether the council gives us that.
I remember we have, family food trucks offer to do a lot of the work for us and help us with Ken sponsorship, so we can also look into that too. But they definitely like the idea. They seem to like jump on it quick and they're like.
Yeah, we should have something.
They want us to do something.
These monies that we're talking about, it goes back to
Our committee.
sprinkling. So we use it only for sprinkling.
Yeah, basically what's supposed to happen with that money is, that money's supposed to cover costs from the event, and whatever's left over from our budget, we could then move to other events.
Oh, to other people.
Yeah, so the process of using money in events is, first comes sponsorships. Sponsorship money has to get used automatically for the event, no matter what. Sponsorship money cannot be left over from the event, if that makes sense. They're paying for the event, or to be a part of the event, that money goes to the event. Then comes in your revenue from the event. If you make money from it, that also goes into the event. Whatever money is left over can be moved to other events throughout the budget. And you could correct me if I'm wrong next meeting if you want to look into it further, but that's.
No, I have to look into it.
Yeah, we have to bring the money. The money.
Any questions regarding that? Cool, that event or that meeting was very productive. I know Mama Nance was there. It wasn't a bad. I didn't argue in that meeting. That was probably the first meeting I've never argued in. I know Amador was there.
You got the point across and they didn't need to argue about it.
No, I got compliment from the manager for the first time ever,
Oh, wow.
instead of fighting, but whatever. I'm sure it'll be different next time.
Where's the money?
Yep, so that's it for me. Any other questions regarding the committee chair meetings? No, any comments from you, Amador, since you were there?
No, great job.
Well, I have a question.
Not everything.
One of the events that like we decided like whether the movies at the park was like Bike Rodeo, right?
Mhm.
So like,
Mhm. That was one that was discussed.
Yeah, so we actually did talk about bike rodeo at that event and or at that meeting. I would recommend not getting rid of it just because it is one of the only safety events in the town. And last year we had our biggest attendance that we've had in many, many years. And they liked that we had a good attendance from the past years. So I don't, and right now it's gonna happen this year either way because it's already in our budget. So we could always look into that down the line if you want. All right, we'll move on to item 7, sponsorships. I know you guys went out and did your sponsorship. Did you guys get anyone?
I don't know if anybody give you anything, Aaron?
Yes.
I know I spoke this weekend, I was in contact with, Eddie Cedeno. We had a phone call and we chatted a little bit and about sponsorship and we discussed that. I think he dropped off a check.
Yes, you did.
How
Was
much
you the one
is
from
it?
Specialty Smile?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, so he's gonna help us out.
Yeah, so we now have, two. We have one from Bite Pediatrics, which was picked up by Ms. Soto, for $500, and then we have one from Specialty Smiles, which is a sponsorship tier for $1,000. So we currently are in the green with 1,500.
And plus,
Plus the
Plus-
Memorial Healthcare we have.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just talking about the additional, we already knew about more hope.
I had the meeting, but it was just explaining everything and the sites and they went. And I looked at everything, but nothing was done at that moment. He said that we're gonna take it to, their budget and all that, and then.
So
see
do
what-
the elevate?
Yeah, that was.
yeah,
everything.
so
But I haven't heard anything after it, so I'm assuming no.
from Elevate,
Yeah, I wouldn't even bother,
at this point, it's.
rely, well, not this Saturday, but next Saturday is the next
But
event.
don't they do their own egg thing? That's the thing, you know?
They do a huge event. That was part of the thing. They do a huge event there at their, you know, and they really have to focus on that.
That, but I was gonna be hitting them up next time for something else that they gonna do, you know, an event that we do that they don't do.
Maybe get involved with the holiday event.
The holiday event. Or the bike routing, whatever.
Through the chair, I do want to say that many of the committee members and myself, we did spend about almost 2 hours, an hour and a half out there on Main Street. And we
We
hit
tried.
every single business. We went all the way from one end of Main Street, all the way to another. We went into every business, whether it was a restaurant or an office, whatever it was. Oh, we spoke to someone there, we dropped off a packet. So I just wanna, share that effort was made. I mean, unfortunately, it didn't bite as much as we would have, but
We can try hitting another. like,
Yeah, that's what I was
Thinking
gonna say,
like
don't
Casa
think it
Lata,
stops there, you have to
something.
go everywhere, to all the local businesses.
Try to do it like at least one.
Because Main Street's just one small part of the town.
Yeah, yeah.
As someone with some experiences with sponsorships, you will be more successful in hitting up areas like doctor's offices,
Yeah.
pediatrics,
Lawyers.
orthodontists, attorneys, absolutely. You will get a lot more out of that. So just something for you to
It's a
think
bit
about,
already too.
not even for necessarily the YATF, but in future references, if this is something you have to do, that's definitely a place you want to consider.
Like those people buy McDonald's.
Which ones?
Oh, banks too, banks will also.
Banks too, banks as well, yes. Which ones?
I talked to you.
There's like an eye doctor.
Okay, yeah,
Where
that's
that
right.
shopping
You're
center, which is a
absolutely
whole
right,
bunch
yeah.
of foot doctor.
There's a general practitioner there and they have eye doctors as well there. As a matter of fact, Christina Christoph, which is a dentist and
She's a
orthodontist,
sponsor.
she used to sponsor.
Yourself be on this committee as well.
Correct, correct. So yeah, most definitely, that you will have
Better chance.
a success, yeah.
Question, is it too late to get, well, for the spring fling, I'm gonna assume yes,
It's
but
not too
to
late for
still
fling.
get sponsored?
It's not too late. Even for spring fling, I could get a sponsor the day before now, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. The only problem with sponsorships later is the advertising the sponsors.
Target again.
Is there a packet or something?
There
like-
is. Can you send this to?
I'll send it to her.
I need your email, I'll need your email
Okay,
and I'll send it to you happily.
Can you send it to the whole committee?
He did send it, he sent it to us already. He sent it to us.
Yeah.
We did the.
We had it printed out. We gave
I made
everyone like
copies,
a
yeah.
copy.
But yeah, regarding sponsorships, don't think Main Street's the only area. There's
Yeah, I know.
businesses all over the town.
Because a lot of those retail shops are struggling themselves. They don't have any money. That's what we found. And a lot of the business owners weren't there at the
Hey, but
afternoon.
it doesn't hurt to ask.
No, of course we did. And we got the packet.
And we even like, if they said like, ask them to leave it, like a couple of spots that we went to. When the like manager or owner wasn't there, we would be like, the person was like, oh, do you want to take a message? And we would just leave them.
I have the number, a packet. And we gave him your phone number. So.
That's fine. Just so you know, guys, I did receive a couple of interests, not so much with the spring fling, but just in reference to the events that you guys host. Prestige Windows and Doors, which we were in contact with last year, something happened there. There was a loss of communication. They communicated back to me and they're interested for this year's coming events.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that's all we can say.
Perfect. All right, we'll move on to item 8, which is spring fling. So the event is not this Saturday, the Saturday after. Who from this committee will be there? I unfortunately will not, but I think everyone.
no, I think I'll be, it's the 30th.
The 30th.
I have to check my time.
I'll be there.
What's the date?
the 30th,
Bring it, you need me,
March 30th.
March 30th. I'm gonna check my calendar.
Yeah, if you wanna- You're more
That's
than welcome.
specifics. Think about it.
More than welcome. How many volunteers do we have for spring cleaning? right now?
Okay, before I say the number,
Oh.
how many of you believe that the gentleman to my right will be satisfied?
No.
Okay, 85
Better than four.
have registered.
Yeah.
Okay,
Last
so
meeting
that's
was four.
fantastic.
Yeah.
85 have registered.
Just so you guys are aware, last meeting we had four.
Yeah. And guess what? It's gonna fill. Right before, the Thursday before, it'll
How
fill.
many did we ask for?
100.
Oh, we're there.
Remember, 75 was our safe one.
Pony rides, out of the 256, according to the numbers that I received from All Star Event, that they can do within a 4-hour event, we have 43 tickets sold. Out of the face painting, which they said it was, the number was 80 within the 4-hour period of an event, we have 29. Keep in mind that we have another full week, and as we all know, because the majority of us here are Latinos, we know, we do things at the very last minute,
Very
we make
detailed.
purchases the very last minute, so those numbers will definitely skyrocket.
Yeah.
It's looking good.
Ernie,
With the pony rides was 43 out of how many? How many did they?
256.
256?
Ernie, you gave some people heart attacks the other day,
Why?
because you canceled the event.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, oh, yeah, remember.
Sent out the calendar
For the
invite, and
calendar
then you
invite.
canceled something on the calendar invite, and it said the spring cleaning was canceled. I got like 30 calls.
No. What I, my apologies, what I
You
did,
scared our vendors, you scared our advertisers.
just so you know, what I did is I created another one. And once I created that one, the one that was there before, I deleted, because there was an error.
Everyone got scared, and I got like 30 calls.
Guys,
Yeah, everyone,
Sorry.
family food trucks is excited, we're ready to go. Did we ever get the DJ stuff from him? He said,
He told, Officer Amador and myself that, the gentleman that was with Officer will be taking care of the music.
Oh.
so I can talk to him.
An update on the stage. I spoke with Councilman Josh Diegues. He
Okay.
put in the request like 2 weeks ago. I just saw him again 2 days ago.
Okay,
And I was like, yo, Josh, what's the update? He told me that the commissioner had agreed to it, that he spoke personally to Rene Garcia and that he was in. And that he would follow up and let me know by tomorrow. He's gonna follow up with their team to make sure it was reserved. But he sent out the email and he spoke to the commissioner and the commissioner was super cool with it. So I'll let you know by tomorrow. Hopefully it was like the team said that. I don't know, that they're gonna put it in the calendar. So
we gotta take it, take it for their word. If they said that they committed and they're good, that's all we can do is expect, right? Expect the stage.
Have we received the eggs yet?
Oh, about a month.
Do we need to put anything together?
Absolutely nothing.
They're pre-stuff, right?
They're pre.
So it's the committee's decision.
Hey, since we're kind of talking about the event, we did say that we were gonna provide waters and beverages. Remember, we now have $1,500 to play with. Do you wanna leave it at that, just beverages for the kids? Or you wanna supply maybe, I don't know, like a granola bar or something,
It's got like chips
You're
and
talking about
stuff like
volunteers or
that.
just sell?
Like go to Costco and buy the big boxes of chips, like
Are you
snacks.
talking about volunteers?
We don't need to do meals.
Feeding the volunteers?
We're
What
only
do we
there
feed-
for a
what did
few
we say
hours.
we're feeding them?
We were only supplying, according to what Brian had mentioned, and you guys came into an agreement with water, because we were short monies. We weren't gonna be able to get anything. And what was of importance at that point was SFM, the maintenance pickup, the litter pickup. Now that we have additional monies, I think Brian shot a great idea here to maybe go to Costco and purchase, several boxes of bags of chips and just supply them with that. just something to kind of,
Because we're not giving them lunch, we're not giving them
No.
anything, right? No, because it's a short.
I don't, yeah.
Send by 1 or 2.
It happens so, the event happens so fast.
Yeah.
They're not gonna even have time to want, end up taking a
Yeah,
break.
but it's from 8 to, but
There
it
is a lot.
starts at 8, we wanted them, what time did we say?
7:30.
7:30 and
Yeah.
isn't it till 1?
7 to 1,
Is it
assuming we don't have to do pickup.
Yeah.
That's
That's-
2 hours, guys, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
Don't they think they need to eat something in 5 hours, just teenagers? Come on.
okay, we've done it.
Croquetas or something.
Yeah.
I think we should give them something, 5 hours already, around 5 hours.
No, like I said, there is money,
Didn't we feed them last year? We didn't feed them.
we did,
Not for spring.
we did,
Yes,
We did snacks.
Yes,
We did feed them, Brian.
we did,
We did pizza, I
Vicky
think.
Baker and
We did
pizza.
Vicky Bakery and we did pizza. Eso 5 horas. These kids cannot work for 5 hours. without eating.
So, like I said, I have monies
They're teenagers.
that we can work with. It's up to you guys, if you guys wanna vote.
But if you need me to pick up something at Costco, I can pick it up.
To get Costco wouldn't be a bad idea simply because they have bulk.
The pizza there is cheaper. You can get the pizza there.
$10 for.
Yeah, Costco pizza.
Costco pizza is super cheap. And so-
Como ustedes quieran. Let me
I
know.
can go pick it up. You guys told me.
I think we did Costco pizza 1 year. Pero,
You, ladies and gentlemen, you guys talk about it, let me know.
So how much money are we gonna allow?
We currently have right now 1,500.
all the money that we save, we can use that for.
Yeah, but we're not gonna spend it too. Okay, no, but it's not.
Well, we can also use that money for supplies for the committee too.
What we need to buy.
Trying to think.
Shirts.
How much is the box of pizza?
About it. Knickknacks and
For our shirt.
Little Caesars, like
the knickknacks.
$6.
$6.
Keep in mind that Michael Lee, the owner of Papa John's, gives it to us for $7 a large.
Ah, that's not bad. That's all right. That's bad.
Like how.
No tax.
Like we did, like how we did for, yeah, that's better than Costco and it's right here.
We do have cases of water remaining, we do have cases of soda remaining, from the, moving to the park, we could use that. And if you need to purchase more, we can.
How much pizza should we order? How many boxes? I can't do much.
I would say if you have 10 slices in each box, no, I'm sorry, 8 slices in each box, you order. You order maybe 12 or 13.
No, maybe single base, like 25 pizzas.
I was talking like.
Not
Everybody eats.
Not everybody eats pizzas.
Everybody eats.
But there's a one.
It's early in the morning.
I can guarantee you won't.
Not
have more than
early, no,
50
like, not
minutes.
early, you know, like.
The thing is that one, you're not gonna do that.
Keep in mind, not a lot of children are gonna be as hungry. Not a lot of children are gonna have the interest of eating pizza, even though pizza's fantastic.
How much were those little cajitas from from the
Oh, those
holiday
were great.
bakery?
But you have to, here's the thing you have to remember. This event ends at around 1 or 2.
But that
You're
was.
in the middle of the day, these kids are wanna go straight home, they're not gonna stay there for food.
That
It happens
bakery was
every
really
year.
difficult to pick up.
I agree.
It happens every year, that's why I say, you maybe buy a few like he said, croquetas and pastelitos in the morning, and that's it.
That croquetas and the little.
I don't think we can buy pizza.
From holiday bakery.
And if they want to, they could go buy food at the food truck, so we're gonna have.
That's true too. Or we can, it'll be something that we have to work with like yacht. With the monies that we have, we can maybe
A voucher,
get, yes, for the
the food truck.
The volunteer.
Talk to
Oh, I think that's a good idea. Like you give them a voucher and they go to the food truck and they order what they want.
Mhm.
And that's less on.
We'd have to talk to Oscar about that.
Yeah, we can,
Well,
but that's, let's come up with something soon, because, next week is right around the corner. Do you wanna do a volunteer, meeting?
if you want, we could do it next week. I won't be here for the event, unfortunately, but I'm here till Thursday,
Okay,
or until Wednesday, I think Thursday.
okay,
So if you wanna do one next week,
wanna talk it?
you guys wanna just do a rundown with the volunteers for this event and.
Did we do that last year?
Yes, we did.
Or right before, or we have a meeting?
When we did that last year was because we,
We had the eggs.
correct, we don't have the eggs.
But I still think it's a good rundown to.
But can we do it the morning of when they get there, just so, hey, this is what you're gonna do today? I don't think you have to have a separate meeting for that.
We could,
We good?
Yeah. I don't think-
there isn't a whole lot. for
Do
them
it in
to
the
do.
morning, yeah, exactly, so be in the meeting in the morning, yeah.
Officer Amador, can you assure yourself or someone to be there to try to talk to the kids and let them know, just,
Safety.
what had happened last year? To kind of make sure that may not happen again, and that there will be maybe, a assistance by having law enforcement within the stations?
We're set because, the town says, on the town website, it says 9 to 1.
Yeah, they do
So
it every year.
we're
They
set
do
up
it.
from 8 to 2. So at 8,
Yeah.
everybody shall post patrol. I mean, I
Okay.
in order,
Also,
but I think
why
that's
does
the
it
time.
say
that
that
they're-
till
they're-
one, if the event starts at 10? The event starts at 10, correct?
6 hours.
9.
Oh, is it at 9?
But the eggs aren't gonna come out at 9, no? It's usually like 9.
The eggs come out like at 10,
Yeah, at 10.
because if not, people running.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you want to set up the, which you just gave me a really good idea, instead of having the eggs already there, you wanna have the eggs distributed in the stations 20 minutes prior to the.
Yeah, in the boxes, just have the boxes
Perfect.
and they throw it right before we start.
Perfect,
Right before,
Perfect.
closest to the starting.
You do like
time.
2 minutes.
beautiful,
Yeah, that would be perfect.
beautiful,
Most of the manpower is gonna have to be in those areas.
okay,
Yeah, because that will make sure that people don't come in
Yeah.
before the way that we had last time.
what I will
I
do.
I would say that we should do even earlier than 10. Because what normally happens is the people are waiting for the eggs and.
Why don't we
they're-
start the egg
and then
hunt
they don't
at
get-
10?
They don't get,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not at the lines doing the other stuff because they're waiting here and then they run to the line. So the faster we do the eggs, the faster they can do
Yeah,
the
you
other.
do the egg hunt at 10, oh my god, yeah.
So, okay. Para que no tengan que correr.
Yeah, so earliest possible.
I just don't remember that many volunteers, I was like, I thought we were the
We
ones doing all the work, we were doing all the
No,
work.
we had a lot just sitting around.
Doing nothing, that's what
Being
I'm saying,
in
we should be the
groups
ones
instead of working.
supervising and they should be. the
What's
ones
also
doing-
turned out well, now that I'm thinking about it, and kudos to all of you for coming up with this. Our concern last year was, as soon as the eggs had been distributed and the hunt was over, the majority of the people would leave. Well, now those that had purchased the tickets are forced to stay to do what they purchased to do, right? So it doesn't matter whether they get the eggs or not, they're still gonna be there after the fact, and that's good, that means that you will still have a lot of people, in the area, which is
You have to
good.
remember, this event, at the end of the day, people stay and have a family day at the park anyways.
Mhm.
Going back to the food, my problem with them going with the voucher, that don't you need those volunteers working?
Yeah,
If they're going to go get that stuff, you're gonna have.
So
We give out the vouchers at the end.
I think it's easier to, well, that or do the same, do the little boxes like you did before. If you're gonna.
If I'm being honest with you,
Joe,
if I'm being honest with you, this is such a short event. I think if, like Merz said, pastelitos, coquetas, little snacks.
I get the idea.
They-
It's about one.
You have to remember, during Halloween, we fed them at the end.
Did you, oh, yeah.
In most years,
That's right.
recently is when we started giving them the little lunchbox thing. Before that, for years and years, they got little snacks during the day and that was it. Pastelitos or a bag of chips, or granola bars, and they got pizza at the end.
And that was Halloween.
Okay, so do you guys
That
want to
was
do the voucher? and-
over 12 hours.
Or you guys want to give the.
I'd say do the little cheap stuff and we can buy stuff for the committee to benefit and grow our stuff that we have in our committee. This is not one of those events that I think we need to spend $500 on pizza.
Yeah, the exception to Brian's point, the exception is Halloween, because the kids are there for a longer time. So I can see that where we should,
So what are we doing, the vouchers or what are we doing?
I'd say just snacks.
I say snacks, like
Yeah.
pastelitos, croquetas.
Okay, so it's not those little boxes that he got from Holiday Inn?
No,
No,
It's
just
like
like,
the platters.
like Vicky.
Yeah.
Um,
yeah, so,
They're cheaper than the
los sándwiches bocaditos, that croqueta,
But are you gonna get it
pastelitos.
from Holiday Bakery or gonna get it from Vicky Bakery, whatever?
How does that work? Who sets that up? Is
We have to
it the
order
first
it.
time here?
No, we have to order it. I picked it up, but like, I feel like it's not enough, like when you order it, I don't know, I feel like it's so little. It's so little. The holiday gives you a little bit more. It seems to be.
I could talk to. the
One year
owners
we
of
did it and we gave like two.
I had to go get, I had to go to Costco and still get chips and get, I remember going, Ernie, I remember having to go to Costco to get, because what we got from Vicky Bakery for, what was it, for 50 volunteers, it was like super tiny. And then I had to go to Costco to get chips and get soda anyway. So,
Does it have to be from a bakery on?
Not necessarily, we just figured the bakery food is
It
a
could
little
be
bit
a pie
cheaper.
press bakery for all I care.
Okay, I volunteer to speak with the owner of 186 Bakery. It's one of my parents.
That's a good.
And they'll give me a good,
Oh, great.
I'll figure something, then what do? I bring the budget back to the,
Yeah.
Well,
it's-
so how it usually works, if you pay for it, you bring your receipt and everything, and then you'll get reimbursed.
and is there a budget, a limit as far as like the?
We don't wanna go over.
I'm so sorry, I'm sorry, what was that?
How much?
Is there
How much is the
Limited
budget? She's
budget?
saying, 'cause she's gonna have them.
She's gonna pay it and then get reimbursed.
Laura, why don't you do this, have them write out, yeah, and, you know, tell them what we're doing, tell them what we're feeding.
100 volunteers.
Yeah, we should go for 100,
Yeah.
so even though we may get 80 or 90, we still go for 100 and, see what they can offer. You know, whether it could be anything.
And we have water to give them, we don't have to buy water,
We will definitely have to purchase more water, we don't have enough. We
So
have,
I think now purchase just water and pastelitos, right? Or do we need to get soda for no?
No.
Let's
No.
get water and
Sodas.
pastelitos.
Water is the biggest.
Water and
Yeah.
pastelitos.
big waters is
I'll
essential.
take care of the pastries.
Yeah, as long as you bring the receipt, then we
Okay.
can reimburse you.
I'll have this for you.
Thank you.
So
Just make sure they don't take 6 months to reimburse you. That happens.
No, what I can do is as soon as you find out the price,
They can
as
do
soon as you
that.
find out the price, I can go and I can make the purchase.
Right.
And I can, you know, I can pay with a credit card, that's not a problem.
And I think you can-
So I don't probably have volunteers.
No, we can't.
I would totally reimburse.
There was a thank God it had nothing to do with us, but there was a massive issue with, credit card usage from committees.
Do we have an Easter bunny?
Yeah, his name is Lorenzo Coviedo.
God bless him, he does it every year.
He's the man, I gotta give him props. for that.
Talk to him already?
Yeah, he said yes.
We have specialty smiles, I believe they're doing arts and crafts.
Man, God bless those guys. They're not only doing arts and crafts, which is new, which I think is fantastic. They're also going to bring the, if I'm not mistaken, I don't believe I'm mistaken. They're also going to bring a photo booth.
What I was told, he was gonna do that instead of the photo booth, but I'm not sure. I could talk to him.
I told him if I had to choose, I would love the arts and crafts just to keep the kids busy. Because everybody now have a phone, everybody's gonna be taking their own pictures, that's cool. But, I love the idea, and he said that all he needed from us was, to, you know, we make sure that we provide him with
We can probably give him a.
a good amount of volunteers, you know, because,
Oh, yeah. Well,
Did we get signed-
could do arts and crafts on one of them.
so you have, A and B, you have the patio here, the patio here. It'll be hard, Brian, because remember, we wanna separate.
We could figure it out.
Ernie, do we have signage, enough signage to tell people which way they're going?
And what age groups are
And
with?
age groups?
We have, we've always had, I know you guys wanted more, but
We don't
at
have
the time,
any
we didn't have
And we
the monies for
We'll
it.
be
so
able to buy any before then, right? No, it's not.
We can do it now, but
If
we
you
may
do it
not.
right now, you probably have them next week,
What kind of signage
What
do
kind
you
of-
use
like yard signs.
that show where to
What-
start?
You ever seen the H signs?
This is like 0 to whatever.
Right.
If we order them tomorrow, you probably have them by that.
What signages do you want?
So how are you? need?
Just more of the big ones. One for the pony rides, one for the,
I'll tell you what, give me till.
and for the ticket colors too.
Nothing that says parent free.
No.
Yeah.
Free period.
Free,
No parent.
no parents, no
Okay,
parents.
so I need to eliminate, I need that we want to get rid of those signs, right? Because we have those.
Yeah.
No parents.
Yeah, no parents.
But remember, it says parent free zone.
No.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I know that nothing is like.
That's what I.
Take it out.
No, but no, 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 maybe it's in Spanish.
I don't see, I don't.
But, if you want. If
Oh my God.
you order them this tomorrow, you probably get them next week, easy.
Ernie, she knows somebody who can do signs of other parents, so if we give her maybe a list of what we need.
They have all.
Let me find out what we have.
Yeah.
Well, so basically all Brian has told me is that he wants more signage for age groups.
Age, no, I didn't say age groups, I said age groups, each section, pet and zoo, pony rides, the tickets, like
The
each
ticket
color
colors.
ticket, the ticket
I know
colors,
that's
so
what we discussed Do we have for one sure. for, what's it called, when you check in, registration?
registration,
We don't have it,
Okay.
a QR code. Well, I will do what you want.
Which we can print.
Signage, all right, so you want
Orange.
registration?
Purple and red. It was orange. Purple.
No
The ticket
parents.
color one's a big one because that way we can avoid a bunch of problems where,
Yeah.
because you have somebody in a line for a while. Oh, I didn't know, now I was in this line, you gotta let me go into the other one. No, you know what? It says right there, it's red. If you have red, you have red. If you don't, you gotta, that's it.
If we buy like buckets for these tickets instead of little Tupperwares,
What do you mean buckets?
just buy like $5 like Home Depot buckets so they can throw all the tickets in as they're selecting.
We have buckets.
Because before they were using these tiny little Tupperware to put little tickets in. Or a garbage
So I
bag.
have registration, I have ages, what else?
No parents.
No parents.
Zone, no.
And make sure they make it all Easter.
No adult zone.
So what do you wanna say? If there's no parent,
Don't try to-
if it's a parent, we currently have parent-free zone.
No parents allowed.
No parents allowed.
Or how about,
No adults.
Kids only.
What do you?
Kids only.
Kids only, there you go, that's positive, kids only.
Oh,
Kid special.
I do wanna remind you guys, for children with special needs, we do have to put aside a box or two of eggs.
Yeah.
We do it every year. There's kids in wheelchairs that can't go into the grass, and we keep some aside to give them an opportunity to get eggs and collect.
registration, ages, kids only, anything else that you guys can think of?
Line up here, I don't know.
The line starts here.
Line starts here. Line ends here.
But, and then the signs for each ticket.
So remind me, cause I'm like, everything's a blur to me. Are we selling?
Petting zoo
We're
sign.
not pre-selling. Or yeah,
Did they pay out of that, right?
No, no.
we're only
not.
taking cash
Tickets?
and card on the spot.
Yeah, with the.
So you said you have-
No, 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 no,
Oh,
no.
no,
Tickets
no,
are
no.
only sold through event.
Scan the,
No, my suit, really.
petting zoo, pony rides.
When are they all supposed to get there? What were the
They-
times that
they-
they were told to be at the?
Like the resident, the resident?
No, the petting.
Three-
zoo,
what tickets-
all that-
Oh, they get there about
It's
an hour and a
right
half
for
before.
face painting.
We need-
Last year,
Oh, last year, the horses came like an hour.
they
late.
got there after the event
Yeah.
started.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, I
Oh,
think
that's
it had a
right.
flat tire or something.
So we need to.
No worries, I will make sure that I.
We need a sign with a red ticket on it. Should we
Orange,
do two?
red, orange and
Two of
blue.
each ticket?
And
How
remember,
how about
it's-
we request a signage that says tickets, and then we just print out the color red, the color blue, the color yellow on a piece of paper? No?
I like the big ticket sign.
Okay.
People don't understand.
Remember, it's
People don't
$5
wanna
for
read.
any ticket.
People are lazy and don't wanna
We need a
read.
block of-
You have to put a picture. It's like when you go into a book and you see a picture book, you'd rather look at the picture book than words.
What is it, red?
Red, orange,
I do.
blue. I can.
Or HML.
Excuse me?
What? Oh, orange, oh.
So check it out, I have signage, I have registration, ages, kids only, line starts here, petting zoo, pony rides, face
We
painter,
need multiple line starts here.
tickets, red, orange, blue.
You had something?
We could have a food truck one with an arrow that points towards the food truck.
Brian wants all the sides. Brian wants all the sides.
Nancy won't had a question?
Thank you. My question is, I didn't understand. I have the registration desk confirmed for me to work the registration desk. Because I can't be walking around. I've always
You
done
could be there with a
registration
committee.
desk.
You could be with our committee.
I'm sorry?
You could be there with our committee.
Well, usually you let me be there.
Yeah,
I've done it before and I
fine.
worked the registration desk. Now, at the registration desk, they're gonna ask maybe, where's this, where's that?
We'll have,
Are you going to
We'll have
have
a map.
map
Yes.
printed up? That, are you gonna hand them out to
You don't-
everybody? or
Nancy,
at least
you don't necessarily need a map, I mean, if.
one? No, but, or at least one at the
Yeah,
registration
just have a
desk.
map for
Sure.
the committee.
That's all,
Or where
that's all
everything's going
I
to be
need,
at.
you know, and
Bernie, we
Here
have
it is.
from the minutes last time, we talked about lots of stuff that we needed to change, so I don't know if you wanna hear those things, so we can go over them and see
Yeah,
what we need to
absolutely.
change. So go ahead. Guys, listen up real quick.
We need to print QR codes on the big boards next to the registration table and to have the QR code when getting tickets ready. No parent signs are needed for the big egg, on
Time
section.
time out, QR codes.
Slow down.
This is-
We don't need, no, we don't need QR codes this year.
Yeah, I'm just like reading. what I
Because
saw.
they're not allowed, well,
Yes,
they're not
yes,
yet,
yes.
yes, they
Any
do.
QR codes at all?
Because if anybody wants to buy tickets, they need a QR code to go to the event.
Doesn't it
Buy.
close?
Tell them not to close it, please.
Then we do need QRs, not
Yeah,
QR.
they closed it
And
last
they need
time.
to
and
be
it was
big
announced.
enough next to the registration table for them to.
Close it on, it closes when it's full.
And we should have the QR codes not at the actual registration table, but like on stakes where the line starts. Because then that's what happens when it pulls up the line where somebody wants to go buy tickets and then they stand there and they start scanning and they start buying it. They should buy it already while they're in line, so that when they get to the registration table, it's just
But we can
clear.
also have a volunteer with the
Good idea.
Or yeah, someone in the line just
Can
walking
we
around.
just tape it on like the?
A sign or get some
Yeah.
blank signs that we can just print the QR code and stick it on the sign.
Yeah.
A blank sign.
Mm-hmm.
I feel
Good
like-
idea.
And you're gonna do that, Ernie, you can print the QR code, or you just do it? And then also, as you guys put on here last year, that on the ticket, we need to put the weight of the phonies,
We already have that.
they have that already?
That's taken care of.
And then, no refunds, you also are gonna let them know
No
there's no
refunds.
refunds?
Can we
No
have a no
refunds.
refund sign? Add that to the signs.
No refund sign.
We need like 20 of those, bro.
Yeah.
Um,
And are we gonna have two big petting zoos instead of?
Yeah, no, we're gonna have two big items.
We need two big petting zoos instead of small ones, that's what we put last year.
That was not discussed this
That was not
time around,
discussed this
so I got,
time.
I got everything else.
then we need to buy
Timers, because remember, people can only stay for a certain amount of time, so we need timers.
We need to buy more
Stopwatches,
eggs.
what eggs we have?
Yeah, we should, okay,
We
whatever.
have that, we need barricades, we put them, we should have, oh, we couldn't get barricades.
So we do need some, a way of coordinating off the sections, because we have.
Yes, I think we-
And are we gonna have a red, oh, sorry.
Do we buy caution tape?
The only issue, not issue, the only, thing that was requested to me by all of our events was the following. To have a certain area as to where the pony starts and finishes. And that way they know, the people who are providing the ride.
Like what their route is.
Exactly, so if it starts at this end of the table, then we know where Taylor's at, that's where they go, they turn around, they come back, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, sometimes they may go longer, they may go shorter, and they don't know. So we have, that's about the only thing that I remember getting in terms of, I guess using caution tape.
Well, also the caution tape for the egg sections.
Yeah, we'll have caution tape.
But we had a lot of caution tape because we ran out last year.
We put last year something about that, we should have a registration table at each activity, do we wanna do that?
No,
Or
no,
just one
I mean,
activity?
no,
We had 85 out of.
we should have someone there connecting the
You
tickets.
have more.
We didn't have enough
You got more.
Maybe
You're
more.
not right.
There were not enough markers or stickers
Yeah.
last year, not enough markers or stickers.
Yeah, but we're not doing
You're
that.
not-
Not for volunteers, it should be closed. It closes at 100.
Guys, do we like establish who's gonna be at what station already?
No, we didn't.
No.
I think we should because it's in a week.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Okay.
so let's break down the stations.
And we can't be together, we need to separate. Everyone needs to separate.
But I think if we put the volunteers where they need to be, like, we should be going around supervising. I feel
I'll
like
be
last year
rolling,
we
I'll
were-
be a roller.
Yeah, we should be all rolling, because
I
last year we
wouldn't
were
have that,
last
I
day.
wouldn't.
No, not everyone.
At all.
No.
We should have some people who are in charge of certain stations who work with the vendors and the volunteers at that station to make sure everything is.
I'm okay with you, Roman, because you'll be on the stage and doing all that fun stuff.
I'll be the roller. Do we have walkies?
Are we doing one registration?
Of course, you know, it's not what it's for.
That is great.
Everything.
Yeah, you can have.
Are we doing one registration? Are we doing one registration?
Yes, I believe we did one.
So
registration.
Ariana, the registration table for sure.
Okay,
I put at least 2 at registration.
Ariana to do the registration
The
table,
thing
and
is
what you guys
that,
did,
like,
you
how's it
can
gonna
print out the QR code.
Because
It's
we,
just to check them in
I know.
and give them a ticket.
And that line
That's
gets
never
really
how
long.
that works, because it's the 3 of us there, and even regardless,
It gets
they
crazy.
buy it in front of us, they wait, they're just like, no, I'm buying the ticket right now, like.
Then you tell them to move to the side.
These
You want me to
folks
be
that
there?
have
I could be there with you guys.
Cause I know Mom and Nan said like.
Mom and Nan,
it's
yeah.
strict.
Oh, yeah, we'll buy these.
That's what I'm
Okay,
saying,
so
you
the
need
Mom and
somebody to
Nan
buy
said we
people.
are adults. But,
Only the 3 girls.
so, oh, because we were thinking
Wait, you
about,
guys are not gonna be together.
okay,
Okay.
but we were thinking about like different lines for
You
every.
guys don't stop talking. Go ahead.
Okay, we were thinking about different lines for everything, so one that's a check-in line and then one's a purchase line, but that doesn't say in order, like, I don't think you
There's
understand.
no purchase.
There's no purchasing, they have to buy
I
online.
get
have to
it,
buy it
but
online.
like,
No, but that's why we're gonna have the signs with the QR code. I'm
that's
done.
gonna be functional for like 15.
You tell them to move to the side so you can check in the next person.
We should have people like volunteers at the line telling people, hey, just so you know, this is the line, if you already bought it, you haven't bought it, scan here. We'll have
Can we have a ticket check-in?
So there's,
sign?
no, you guys, listen, whatever you guys wanna do, you coordinate this, it's not, it's not me, it's you
You
guys.
guys want a ticket check or a registration sign and a ticket check-in sign, things like that?
I have a scenario.
Uh-huh.
I am a parent and I was told that if I do the pony ride line, there's a QR code, I scan it, I am now getting ready to make the purchase. How will the person in line know that I purchased and where do I get the ticket?
Yeah, they have to go to.
You have to go get your ticket.
So you have to-
Registration table.
Because
So
there
we
you
have the
show the event
registration
by
tables
order.
by each thing then?
That's exactly where I'm
That's what
getting
we
at.
could talk
There
about.
should be a table in every
Every
single
section.
station
Yeah.
with one with the red, one with the orange, one with the blue.
Here's the problem with
But-
tickets, here's the problem with those tickets. You can buy multiple tickets on the same order and that's the other issue.
When they go make all different
Exactly.
lines.
Yeah.
That's why you have
Their
one
problem.
center registration table, you can tell the people in line, hey, if you don't have a ticket, go get your ticket at the registration table and that's it.
But
I feel like the sign faces them though, like, I feel like once you're on registration and you have like the color of the ticket, like, okay, you get a red ticket if you're doing this event, and you're getting an orange ticket if you do, if you sign up for this event. It says it on the sign, read the sign.
like. it's
Well, what
more
if they just
efficient.
go to one place?
No, but no.
They gotta go to
think of-
multiple
No, but
places,
I
stop,
understand the way
register
that
different
Ernie's
places.
talking about. Think about is there's no, but I'll think about there's a table that in front of the station, and before they do the line, they check in with the person in front of that station. Do you
To get a
get?
ticket.
Yeah,
So
to
you
get a
mean-
ticket,
And then they
if
make the line.
and if they don't have a ticket, they purchase it before they do the line. So there's no complaining that, oh, I did the
Well,
line.
why
and I
don't
didn't
we
a
have,
ticket."
okay, this is,
That makes it complicated.
but this is my
I
mission,
think
so
so.
you
I
have,
like your idea.
but look,
I
but
agree
you
with
have the different stations, they each have their own lines that you have to make to turn in your ticket and go into it. What I think makes most sense is if we have one registration booth,
No, because.
and you go there, you show them your order, we search your order, what did you buy? You bought 3 horses and 2 petticoats,
Press
here
check
you
in,
go.
give them the ticket,
And then they
that's it.
go off and do their thing, why are we gonna make them have to make 2 lines?
Because the people show up at the, they'll show up at that.
At the
they're not gonna
line,
sh-
they're
They're
not
gonna go
gonna
straight
show
to the
up to
pony
the-
ones, they're not
yeah.
gonna show up to the.
Like, we
registration.
can have-
So it's-
Okay, and you tell them
And you
when
tell
they're
them
in
you have a
line.
registration?
You go to
And
the
then they're gonna
station.
say,
Exactly,
walk
that makes
somewhere
sense.
else, they get
That's
upset,
okay,
angry,
but-
they don't wanna hit
But
you.
here's the problem, hold on,
Yeah.
here's the problem with Eventbrite, once you check them in once, because they can have an order of all three
exactly.
tickets. Once you check them in once, guess what, it says they're checked off forever.
Right,
Everyone should listen to
exactly.
Robert.
I have a solution for that. One table to get all the tickets, and then a simple solution, at the line, one volunteer with a ticket at hand, walking up and down the line. Make sure that if you're in the line, you have a ticket. Oh, wait, I don't have a ticket. Oh, then you have to go there.
Yeah,
The next
that's-
Yeah, but
one, make
what
sure you have a
Yeah,
ticket, because what happens is, I've seen that done
Like
like
how they
at
do at
fairs
the
and stuff.
fair.
And it works, and it's simple, and it works. It's just somebody going up and down, hey, like this, and then people are like, oh, what's that ticket? No, it's a ticket you need, go over there, they're like, and then if they were in the line, they're in the line for 30 seconds, not for half an hour, and then they get to the front.
Yeah.
We'll try.
And there's gonna be multiple, there's not gonna be one phone like last time checking in.
So there's gonna be one registration table for this whole.
I think the registration table
Are
needs
they-
to be in a
is
more
there not
centralized
Two
location.
registration table?
You do it
We
next-
talked about
We
that
had talked
too.
about.
Talk about two.
Let's get two 6-foot tables
Two.
and
next
5
to
people.
No, not next to each other, you wanna have them spread
Leave a
out.
gap,
People-
put one here, put one
You
here.
don't want.
I say,
No,
next to
it's
the
off
food
on the
trucks
right
and
Put one next to the stage.
by the station.
Yeah.
Just, what if we have the stage in the middle, and you have 1 tent on the right side and 1 tent on the left, so you can have 2 lines?
There you go.
Mhm.
But you're gonna have the.
Something is
stations by the
rides
stage.
and this and that.
In the middle, cause we have it
Yeah,
not
so
here, it
it's
was
not-
in the
it was
middle,
in
and
the
all
middle,
the
yeah,
people were like,
There's nothing.
put it in the
happening
grass, put a
stages.
tent, we place 2 tents. in
But
the
that way you
grass.
keep the lines away from
Yeah,
where
there's
things
nothing
are.
happening in the stages.
That's a better, have it centralized,
And
have it
people can-
centralized, and they can see it from everywhere, they can see it, so 2 tables there, that's 2 registration tables,
Yeah.
we're gonna be at the 2 registration
So we
tables.
need committee members.
You 2 are one, and then,
Ariana
And
is at the other one,
Mama
Mama
Mary.
Nance.
Whoa, all right, now I have to speak.
Mama Nance is there to enforce the law.
Mama Nance is there to check in the people that are going to have tables or tents, and that Now, if you're not doing that this year, then there's a communication problem with forgetful Nancy. So my question goes back to, I thought I was just doing a registration desk for different vendors and people who had to check in. But now you're talking about people registering for getting on
For getting the
vendor
tickets.
stuff.
Yeah.
Then I'll do it, but I just want to clarify it now, what you want me to do.
All I need you is to bite people. And to make sure they're behaving.
You guys wanna
Mike,
do it with Ariana, the other table?
What do you?
I'm okay to either walk the line, reminding them. I have no problem. I've done it for food and wine.
So here's the
or-
thing, with this,
You
with the
tell me
Eventbrite,
when-
the only people that should be able to access the Eventbrite are committee members.
Don't worry.
Right.
I can do it with Ariana on the other table. I'll do the other registration.
You have to do it too?
Yeah, just the registration tables, and then you can walk around.
I can do the walking around. I have no problem doing that.
Okay,
enforcing that.
registration table, me and Ariana. and then-
Do you, I need people for the egg areas.
I mean, I'll have it set up with the
Yeah, there's two.
volunteers. And then,
There's two, there's the big egg area and then the other one.
can we borrow from the police department a couple of stop signs or something that the volunteers can hold up? So that we don't have what happened last year where everybody went without us. having
Yeah,
them.
stop signs.
Oh, we have stop signs, okay.
But the handheld ones?
Sure.
Oh, the vets,
I'll bring pages.
the volunteers. I need, who's going to be, I need someone at the face painting area. One, I need someone at the petting zoo.
I can be at petting zoo, I can be at one of the egg areas.
So here's the thing, these, most of the time, we don't open these areas until after the egg hunt.
Yeah.
We wanna do that.
So I can do egg and then petting zoo.
You wanna do that? Have all the manpower in the
I think
egg
the last
area?
one we did last year, Brian. I was at face painting last year, but I did the.
Yeah, not after,
Right.
right. Hey, Rob, is there any way we could get a couple officers at the registration table?
Yeah, there's a
back
So that's
few
what we
bunch
have
of us
to
there,
do.
so we're, yeah.
Make sure you're on
Um,
standby for face painting.
There is talking about
Oh.
We had a
Went
fight
down
last
last
year.
year. Went down last year.
announcements for everything.
I was a big feedback about these people.
That's gonna be there tomorrow.
You're gonna be there.
I'm gonna do the announcements for everything.
Loud,
I-
at this time this, at that time that.
That's your job,
this,
right?
Because that way, nobody can say, oh, I didn't know, I didn't hear.
And now that you mentioned that, just in case if you guys don't know, I received a phone call. I'm sorry, I received an email from a sponsor. Asking why has our name not been placed in the digital flyer? I haven't seen my name, I haven't seen my company, I haven't seen my logo.
Well, they didn't even
Well,
go.
hold on. Well, because first and foremost, you didn't purchase one of the sponsorship tiers, but that's besides the point. What I'm trying to get at is they do notice these things, okay? Why am I saying this? It's important that we make sure that we make announcements not only for what's going on,
But for the sponsors.
for the sponsors. They do notice, okay? And it's extremely important. These people are providing dollars to make our events that much more special. So it is up to the committee to make sure you have a listing, you can put it on your notes on your phone, saying, by the way, I'd like to thank Ms. Soto's company, I'd like to thank Angelica's company, and I'd like to thank Brian's company for being out, and, you know, things like that. It's very
Also,
important.
I did notice Memorial Healthcare is not on that flyer.
Aren't they the biggest one?
They are our
Yeah.
title sponsor.
I know, they're not. They're both.
Oh, no, they're still, they should still.
Didn't we move it to make them the title sponsor, or am I
We
like,
did.
remember that we emailed them, or was that another event?
I mean, but they were not on there and they've been sponsored for how long?
Actually,
I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be on that flyer.
absolutely.
Same with the Grams. The Grams gave us the parking lot. For all those people. But they should be on there. That's the problem.
You're right.
Cool.
I'll check.
Anything else? So who,
At the beginning, I'm sorry, what are we all doing, the egg stuff at the beginning, and after the egg stuff is over, then we break up
Yeah.
into the different, but the registration tables, we have to be there ready.
you have to
We'll
be.
be there.
yeah. I'm gonna need, so who's at registration?
Mm. And I,
Okay, Haley, we're
Two in each,
I don't
yes?
think where I go with this.
wherever
Cause I
you.
need someone at petting zoo, I think you said petting zoo, I need
I can
someone
be
at
at
face
petting zoo,
painting.
I can do
Well, you-
whatever you guys
You
need.
said face painting, I need someone at horses.
I think we agreed an adult should be at that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what was that?
The
All right,
horses.
you're the only adult there. Have fun.
Yeah.
It's not an adult, it's just a Pilar is on the- should be with a- with the
We'll figure it out.
I got registration, take care, obviously.
Okay, and then we'll have to
This
even
is rough.
distribute volunteers everywhere. Most of the volunteers are, I'd say all the volunteers need to be in the egg areas at first.
Yes.
We need to create a barrier.
If I may, now that Brian mentioned volunteers, please, please. And I think that this is going to work, especially when, and I'm gonna use Ms. Soto as an example, I'm gonna use Pilar as an example, or even myself, or even Officer Amador. As soon as we receive the volunteers for la mañana, we need to make sure that they understand those wearing that shirt are pretty much the persons in charge. If they ask you to stop what they're doing, if they ask you to get off your phone, if they ask you to do X, Y, Z, you guys need to do that.
If you see little groups,
Break it up,
separate the groups.
please.
Because
please.
that happened to us last year where they were under the tree talking.
It's expected, I mean, it's expected, so mean, I think
Let's
it's
move them,
it's
move them somewhere
expected.
else.
So, you know, and
And tell them to go home and they get nothing.
you probably, you know, you'll probably tell them to do something, they end up doing, that terminaron what you asked them to do. Don't leave them like that either, you know what I'm saying, tell them, hey, listen, Billy and Amanda, once you finish doing this, come back and go over and report to Leo. You see Leo, he's all the way over there, he's the gentleman with the glasses, he's got something else for you guys to do. But don't leave
Keep them
them
busy.
just like that, exactly, keep them busy. And now they're gonna pop out their phones and they're starting
You're
to
gonna
dance,
Chipotle.
and they're gonna put their
It's
phones
Chipotle.
down, they're gonna start doing dances and, you know, all that stuff. We don't need that.
It's pretty good.
See, look, I have an 11-year-old daughter who's into that, so.
That week.
Oh, man.
Anything else regarding spring fling that? Any other questions right now?
So are we just gonna have one Easter bunny the whole hours, or are we gonna have two switch in and out? Okay, so we can pick a volunteer, one of the all volunteers.
Sure, get some free hours.
Wait, just to clarify, so we just went out.
If, I know we asked for the kids to get there at 7, right?
No, 8 o'clock? Wasn't it 8 o'clock?
Seven.
I don't know, I don't know.
Seven.
I don't know.
Which
30?
means
We did that face time last.
I think we said,
7 a.m.
and then
But
we-
seven
they
to
get there by
7 a.m.
I think we
Somebody
said
gets there
7, and I
by
expected to be there by 7:30.
If they're gonna get there at 7, 8, I gotta do it at 6:30.
7:30. Wasn't it 7:30?
7 a.m. It's on the.
I
menu.
think we
Get there,
said
also,
7,
just get there.
to get there at 7:30.
Yeah.
I
Yes,
think that was the plan.
the latest they should be getting. there.
So, just put,
We tell them
the
seven.
night before, they can hang out a little bit.
I'll bring you a resident. Through the chair question, so right now, does it look like we're gonna have room in the budget?
Sure.
So this is just an idea I wanted to throw out there. We do this for our events in EAB. I feel like it would be really neat and it would be great for advertising if we hire a videographer. To do like a promo recap video of the event, like when we have our EAB awards night, we hire him. And he comes out and he does like a nice recap video that we can post on the town social media pages and stuff.
So the town
The
photographer.
town doesn't
Well,
provide
the
that.
town has a photographer.
But he does that for us. He did that in Halloween too. He did it for free.
Yeah, there are no
Oh,
more pictures, there are no more pictures, there's no.
They've done videos too, they did videos too.
Oh, okay. Okay, cause we
We
have,
have a whole Halloween recap.
okay, cause for EAB, the town made us hire another, yeah.
No need for that, I mean, if you have it. you
So
have
the
it.
guy's gonna do videos.
I've already spoken to the
Okay,
gentleman.
perfect.
We'll be there.
Okay, sounds good.
So really quick, so.
Also, please, the music, kids' music, please, instead of, no offense,
I don't know.
last year, all they played was Hispanic, loud Hispanic music, which I'm not against, but it's a kids' Easter event.
They're saying no bad money.
No.
I agree.
I agree with the no bad one. I agree with the no bad one.
I have to, like, for example,
We don't want that bad money.
for example, for Halloween, I did not hear one Halloween song come out of that DJ on
That
Halloween.
is right.
That is true.
That is not so.
Because-
I heard through the.
Yeah, walk through that.
Yeah, because I went over there and told them, no, I went to them, I go, yo, can I get Halloween music on Halloween night?
We were together when you played Celine Dion, was it that?
My heart goes down.
Rob, you had something you wanted to share?
So my major went to a park where they had our mounted patrol, the guys on
Oh, bring the
the
phone.
horses. And, I reached out to them and they will be there for the event.
Awesome.
So they'll be riding around. That's a little tough.
That's awesome.
Out of park.
Might need a poop scoop.
Oh, well, like I said, that, no.
Oh, first thing, already.
For real?
Yes. It comes with the package, yes. Oh, they have to be there hours before. Because of stuff like that, to make sure that they're ready, and then even at the event, there's somebody that walks around with them.
They walk
So
right
when they-
behind them.
Because, you know, you can't control that.
They have a little cart. No, they.
You better give them a couple hours, man.
I would, for that.
The newest member on the committee,
Right here, what's this?
typically the newest member on the committee is in charge of that. It's like, it's okay.
Oy,
Actually, it used to be the newest member of the committee was the Easter Bunny.
That is right.
That is true.
I did the Easter bunny one.
I did that too. And I was
I
thinking for the
almost
suit,
had
my
to
army
do
suit.
that.
Oh, no more.
Quick question, where do I go? Cause everyone has a place and I don't.
We have the ponies.
No, you need an adult there, so I think you have to.
But
go-
is it
you have to
real?
go-
Wait, Taylor's an adult?
Oh, yeah.
She made it a point.
You made it a point, you made it a point.
Wait.
She made it a point that she's now 18.
Yeah,
I
she did.
By that same token, so am I.
Ah, well.
Oh,
Ponies, there you go.
Hey.
So actually, I'm not missing the face painting event because they Tom's got into a fight in front of me last year and that is nothing that I want to do.
Not on the table, the pop table.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
I'm pretty sure it was like-
I don't think it's
On the
like that.
table, you know.
I'm sure only in their ponies.
I'm not missing that, Ryan. You can't take that away from me.
Well, we'll figure it out.
It's not missing me.
Hold on, time day, hold on.
You guys, I'm out of this already. I don't know.
Okay. We gotta figure out where we're gonna put the water for these volunteers, where people aren't gonna steal them.
That's true.
I'm imagining, I use that word, I'm at a desk and the vendors or different people coming and setting it up. If there's a map that is handy to give, not to the people, visitors will call them, you know, with their kids or whatever. But if there's a map where you get this table, you get this set up, you get that tent, whatever, that, if that's the registration that
No,
I'm thinking of.
No.
So
they
you
just
don't
come to one
have-
of the committee members and we'll put them at their spot.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
They come up to one of us with a shirt, one of the committee shirts, and we just put them in their spot.
All right, now, do you want me to wear my
Go for it. Sure.
town shirt?
Yeah.
So that it's the same color as.
Yes.
Yeah.
And maybe I can help out.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I think we're ready.
Anything else
I just
regarding
don't know.
sprinkling?
You probably talked about it and I missed it. What time do we report?
7 a.m.
7 a.m.
Believe it or not, just so you are aware, we used to arrive at 6.
Brian used to sleep over the night before.
Brian got my truck stuck at that park before, that's why.
I need to volunteer. Right, I have a question.
Yes.
volunteer, what time do you want them?
7.
Eso lo veo de.
They should get there before us to make us breakfast.
No,
So I agree.
there, 8 o'clock is gonna be the meeting.
yes.
So what do you wanna do between 7 and 8?
So look at
That's
them,
them
just look at
signing
them,
in.
that's what we do. That's what we.
You don't understand.
How was your
We've seen it before, it takes over 2 hours for them to sign in.
I'm not gonna lie, Mark, nobody ever leaves at 7 a.m. on the dot. We have kids, you know, little stragglers coming in, you know, they trickle in.
Trickle in and we have to be there watching them for an hour. That's what we do. We say watch.
Rookie question, as always, what is like the schedule for the date?
Event starts at 9,
Event starts at 9.
Tag is at 10, and then it's a free for all after there.
Until 1 o'clock, yeah, until so.
They have like the face painting, the petting zoo.
Laura, the most, the most,
He was one of our most chaotic events.
but the most expected thing is the state, the egg stations, once that is filled or done, you usually see, pretty much a good a good chunk of people leave.
I'm just there for the experience.
Well, it's gonna be an experience. Can we talk to the town council? Cause that was a problem in the past. Anything else regarding this? We need to get access to the committee members for Eventbrite. I think everyone should have access to it. They don't.
We can download the app. We used to get the password and then they would put us in.
We have the apps.
Yeah, we did.
Help with
I'll I'll provide you with the
Okay.
password.
All right. We're gonna have officers, we'll have everything. Everyone kind of understands the plan.
You know what I'm getting.
Dress code is.
We're gonna get.
Look at it,
Okay.
he's like,
Ernie will get with you to go. Yeah, wear comfy shoes. It's probably gonna be hot and humid,
Sounds good.
but I do need these two separated, on the separation, or as the registration, thing. I'll be serious.
You're not separating.
I'll be
Well,
with
you're not even there,
I'll
Brian.
be with Miss Soto and then Ariana will be with
I
Gabby.
have eyes and ears everywhere.
Guys, this, no, I will make sure, that it gets separated.
Thank you.
Remember, guys, are separated.
Remember, you guys are representing the committee and the town, and the town can't remove you like this. Just remember.
Yeah, we can tell how easily committee members get removed around here.
That's why I gotta talk to you.
hey, Master Ryan.
All right. I think that's good for right now.
Yeah, we're good.
We're gonna move on to item 9. The only reason Halloween is on there is because, and I forgot to say it at the committee chair meeting. They discussed planning events months and months in advance. It makes it easier for the town when it comes to advertising and planning. When it comes to our events.
So do we want to set a date on?
And I was supposed to put bike rodeo on here too, but I forgot. But next meeting, expect to plan bike rodeo, expect to plan more of Halloween, expect to plan the budget. It's gonna be a longer meeting because budgets are annoying. And we just gotta go with it. When it comes to Halloween, we need to start figuring out sponsors for Halloween. Like ASAP, Halloween's our largest event. I think it beat Spring Fling last year.
Our most expensive?
Our most expensive event, our most under budgeted event we have. So sponsors, we need title sponsors. If we want to work on maybe doing a sponsorship for each section of the event, bringing in new concepts through the event, just improving the event in general.
Through the chair, can we have, can we start those conversations early with the Grams about potentially doing it on Main Street? I know they said no this year because of some constructions or that they were doing something.
So-
They're going to.
Yeah, they're doing a whole- I wouldn't even-
No.
And now we're really pretty much established with the haunted house and everything on that,
Mhm.
at that park. So I don't even know if it's a good idea.
Okay.
I do have a question.
Yes.
I would like to get everybody's opinion. This is very, very quick. If, this is just something that popped up in my head. If Halloween was to fall on a Wednesday, listen, hear me out, on a Wednesday, do we do this event before or after?
Unless it lands on a Friday, it's always weekend.
All right, just want to double check.
Does it land on a Wednesday?
I believe so. I think so.
We've done it.
Or maybe it's
Oh,
Tuesday.
it lands on a Thursday.
I'm doing it the day after makes no sense.
You do.
Unless, usually there's no school on the Friday.
There's,
No. El año pasado, no, el año pasado there was school.
there's
But
gonna
the
be,
year before there wasn't.
Most of the time, there's like a teacher workday for some reason on the Friday.
Well, they were doing.
Because we've done that event on a Thursday before.
Yeah.
Just do the day after.
We, usually when we do it on Halloween is when our event's the most successful.
Haven't we done?
We've done it on a Thursday,
And how successful.
because there was no school on a Friday.
Okay.
Those kids came right after school, and I've never seen us set up an event that fast.
That would be dope.
Can someone check that schedule?
Right now.
October 31st, there's gonna be, no, there's
Yeah, there's
nothing.
nothing.
There's nothing.
It's
not Thursday.
Thursday?
Yeah.
Those are on Fridays. Just.
So I'd say the Saturday week,
What's Saturday?
unless you wanna do it on Halloween,
This is our last day of school,
but that's hard for the kids in school the next day.
2025.
Oh my gosh. really?
The only time we've ever done that where it goes on Halloween, when Halloween's not on a weekend, and we do it on the weekday, is if the event on, like, for example, the Saturday got canceled. then we move it to Halloween day on the weekday. That's the only time we ever do that. So for example, we had a time where Halloween landed on a Monday or a Tuesday. The event was on Saturday. I think we had a hurricane or something, or a lightning storm, inclement weather. We canceled it and made it on the Monday and the Tuesday.
I think there's early voting around there.
Yep, it's
We
voting
have to just be
year.
careful.
Yeah, we've had to deal
It's
with
voting year. That's the problem. So we can't set up.
Oh, November is elections, the presidential election,
November, it's not October.
October 31st.
November 6th.
Yeah.
Well, there's no,
We're not gonna be able to use the community center, so.
Cause they put all the machines in there. Remember to have it.
Well, we've done in the past for that though.
think
we've
last year
had-
Voting's a Roberto Alonso now,
Okay.
Oh, it's not a veterans anymore.
No, that's-
Okay, never mind, we're good.
Having primary voting.
It's not,
Right.
it's no longer at veterans. It's
November voting, it's gonna be.
I gotta get Mary Collins.
I'm sure that can be a big.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Marlon, sure.
That's what we were told.
That's perfect for us then.
It's like Canada.
Fabulous.
Okay.
If that's the case, we're good.
You're happy.
But can we please reserve,
No, I know you're asking, you asked last year.
not for a month, I'm not asking for a month, or I'm asking for a few days before.
It'll be tough. I will try my best to make that happen. I did last year.
Or can we book the tents?
The tense.
The pavilions.
Oh, yeah, we need to reserve those pavilions.
Good done. It's not.
I got Thursday.
We have to block them out. They happen that we had a party.
Oh, yes. We've had
I
parties.
will the hockey. They don't know.
Had you met there and there's the birthday party.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Halloween date.
Halloween, we've had it on spring.
Then that's.
And we looked at the town stuff that does stuff. But yeah, so going up, we went a little bit off topic, but for Halloween this year, we need to start looking for sponsors, figuring out what we wanna do. If we need to order more candy, just figuring out, hopefully we could, I think we should go with Light Effects again. That's the way to go. They bring everything for us. I know, family food trucks offered the DJ stuff, but Light Effects also includes the DJ, I'm pretty sure. So I think we go with them.
And we're gonna talk about that in this meeting. That's a Halloween meeting.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He said next week. That's what he said.
Earlier we planned it, which easier it goes, because we can start booking people and getting
I'm with you.
everything done. All right, we'll move on to item 10 announcements. Does anyone have any announcements? You're all boring?
Super. Fantabulously boring.
No spring break plans?
No, actually.
With all of these people.
Ariana's in Los Angeles doing big things.
Very full of.
We're gonna go, Robert is here.
Mm.
Don't my plans, I'm sure.
I'll motion to adjourn this meeting.
Second.
This meeting is adjourned.
Good stuff, people.
Have a good break, everyone.
Don't end the meeting, don't end the live.
I'm a
Are we on?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, all right, good evening, everyone. We're gonna go ahead and call the NIC meeting to order. It is 8:36 PM. We're gonna go ahead and do roll call. Mario,
Alicia,
Present.
Helen's not here, Isabella's not here, Javier. Present. Jesus. Present. John. Present. Juan. Present. And Mario present. Rudy.
present. All right, we're gonna go ahead and, we have
Quorum.
quorum. We'll proceed. Thank you, Mario. So, order of business, deferrals, additions and deletions. So we're gonna go ahead and add. We're gonna add item J to new business, which will be elections. And item K, which is report to council. So under new business. We have item J, elections, and K, report to council.
You make the motion?
Hold on, not yet. So that way we can, that's not a new one, because the other one I'm relocating, so we'll do it as deletion. Okay, so I'll motion that a second.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Yes, the ayes have it. Now we're gonna go ahead and delete from old business, item C. And we're going to delete and relocate to old business, item B, April Autism Awareness Bike Ride.
So we're
To
deleting
old
C
business, so we'll
and we're
be
moving
H.
up B to that spot.
Right, so we'll be H. All right, I motion for those deletions, second.
Second.
Any additional comments? No, seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against? The ayes have it. Okay. So we're gonna go into public comments. Item number 4, anyone from the public? No? All right, we're gonna go ahead and proceed. There's no one here from the public. Number 5, approval of the minutes. Did everyone have an opportunity to review the minutes?
Yes.
The minutes are there.
Where she was expected.
Oh, she wasn't.
I'll go ahead and one move to approve.
Here.
Motion by Javier.
Take my suit. Okay, any additional comments? No, seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against? The ayes have it, the ayes have it, the minutes have been adopted. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and move on to item 7A, ways to beautify under Palmetto Expressway at Northwest 154th Street. Mr. Estrada and Peter.
Do the chair real quick. We don't have any staff updates.
No, sorry, just, yeah, I realize that. Do we have any staff updates?
Updates are usually related to.
To the item?
Yeah.
So we're addressing, okay. All right, so we'll move on to item 7A.
So good evening, everybody. So yesterday, coincidentally, we actually had a Teams meeting with Raymond Valero from the Florida Department of Transportation Local District Office, myself, Aisle, Orma Santos, and Olivia Shaw. So we actually got our our feet on the ground as to what needs to happen to get this in motion to get it done. And basically, the biggest points of it is that we basically have to apply, but in order to apply, there's a few things that need to be laid out to get the application even approved or even accepted. And those three things are, we need to get a resolution from the town council. So basically, we gotta explain what we want. And then they have to,
For grant or are we applying for?
we haven't touched that part yet. We need to see if there's even gonna be traction, if the council's even interested, because IFLA informed me that they're actually looking to beautify that very space that we're interested in beautifying here, so I wouldn't imagine it's a tall reach.
If I recall, didn't we discuss this, that area under the Palmetto was going to get, some kind of construction or some kind of,
Yeah.
there's a project already going to
If I
happen?
may, so just a few things that are just tying in together. I think you guys had brought up the poles that once upon a time were supposed to be wrapped, had some type of art on.
They were supposed to be painted and then we
Right.
didn't get it approved from the first grant that we got.
Yeah, so it wasn't included in that first grant some years back. As of right now, my understanding is that sometime last year, and I'm happy to let you guys know what exact meeting it is, I just don't have it with me right now. At some council meeting last year, I believe the communications department was tasked with looking into what it's gonna take to actually paint those. So they're already thinking the same thing as you guys. So it sounds like that's something that they wanna, see happen. Obviously, right now, the director of communications, Carousel, has already checked out a possible artist that we could use for that. Again, this is all just working details based on what was tasked, from council. That kind of plays into what you guys wanted to do and also is part of the lighting, because you would want it to obviously work together. And the reason I bring that up is because from the presentation yesterday with FDOT, they explained to us that if it were just to be lighting, which you guys were talking about,
Or like
the lighting is like a permit, a separate permit application. It actually sounded like we had a better chance of having that pass from FDOT if it was supposed to be a community aesthetic feature, which would be a community aesthetic feature if it was the lighting with the art. So it sounds like we're on the right track if that's the way you guys want to go. So what you guys would have to do is present this idea of the lighting to be adjacent with the artwork and have council just look at it as a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then,
Can we just tie it all in with
Yeah.
the poles, the
Well, the poles are-
lighting
the poles
and
would
the
be the
traffic? No, because there's traffic,
so, and I'm sorry,
The
one other
box.
thing that you're mentioning about the poles. So, no, because that's county.
the traffic boxes.
The traffic boxes that you guys did were county related, so it's not the same.
It wouldn't even
This
fit it
is
all
that
together.
stuff,
Okay.
yeah. And then just so you know, the other thing I wanted to mention about the poles, some months back, I had told you guys this, but I'll remind you. That we weren't even gonna be able to get started on the poles anyways, until some construction work that they're doing, from my understanding. They're doing like cement walls, I wanna say, around where those poles are gonna be, so until those are not up, they're like blocks, I don't know how to explain, but. I don't know if you were there part of the conversation.
Aesthetically, doesn't look different.
The point is that they wanna see how it's gonna come together, because there's no point in painting something that may then be covered. The idea is let's see how that plays out, and then we'll get an artist to do some artwork so that it complements whatever's going on.
How do we vet the artist? Like how is he or she vetted?
So,
So basically, they said we would submit renderings and then, our district office would distribute that to subject matter analysis. And then they would vet it for whether it was.
Oh, like, is it like, because they open, I'm using an example, they open up a process where they have random artists just like apply and.
Well, I mean, I'm
I think
assuming.
Felicia, sorry to cut you off, I think Felicia, Johnson, I think she maybe have the answer for that.
Are you talking about the area under 154?
Correct, yes, ma'am.
The original artwork that we had there was the wrapping of the traffic boxes, the painting of the columns, which, has
The
been
painted
done.
columns
Are
didn't
we
get it.
adding more artwork?
No, the painted columns didn't get approved from the first original grant that they did.
So then that also got stopped because they're gonna do construction under there. So they don't want us to paint it because they don't know how it's gonna look after the construction. Then the wrapping of the box, like she said, that's county, that's a whole other,
No, but we already have that route.
no, we don't, not the one under the palmetto. There's one under the palmetto that's not wrapped.
The one that's wrapped, Felicia, it's a little farther, if you're heading west, it's a little farther to the right-hand side.
Yes.
Right underneath the palmetto is not wrapped.
Just drove by there and I saw they're wrapping. I'm confused.
I mean,
I can pull up where they're at. I'm not good with addresses, but I can read out.
It was one of the, and I have pictures actually of,
Under the
The
palmetto.
one under the palmetto?
yeah.
I think it was wrapped.
Yeah, it was not. I'm confused. I mean, I
It
just-
took like a year to get them.
Yeah, from
approved.
these are the pictures and I'm happy to
No, it's
pass it out.
It's
And
wrapped.
it looks like there's one under that's wrapped. I don't know if that's the one.
Yeah, that was wrapped.
That was not-
I told you, Mario, it's wrapped.
I was like, wait a minute, we need to.
As
approve
it's an
that.
artist thing.
Maybe that.
You know, look, it's right there.
No, I took pictures.
Like recently?
Yes.
No, that one's been,
No,
no.
I was painted. What are you talking about recently? I didn't know the answer. to that.
Yeah, that's the official letter that was sent from the town. I guess to FDOT when it was done, so they had.
And
This
what
photo-
kind of
this
For
wall?
the county. I'm
that
sorry.
is
What kind
that
of-
looks under the.
The one on Google Maps a year ago. I knew it, yeah.
You don't drive by there, Mario?
Don't, I'm gonna palmetto for a while.
Those are the $5 wrap.
There it is.
Yeah, I said.
That's
drive to
the same
back.
picture, look at that.
Okay, 7.
You're walking under the.
And this is the letter that was given to FDOT?
And there's no
County,
other
sorry,
one,
the town.
Javier, there's no other one under the palmetto?
I was glad that you
There's only
were,
one set of traffic lights under there.
Thank you for the clarification.
I thought that you were gonna do, I work here, or is this going to be?
Well,
That needs to be cleaned up. I don't know.
it sure does, and we're trying to, because,
Because I know that the concrete.
Yeah, so
walls-
where they're gonna put the wall on, like,
Yeah, what type of
I'm
construction?
calling it a wall, it's probably not the correct term.
barrier?
Yes, it's like a cement
barrier.
barrier looking where the
Permanent?
poles are.
Permanent or temporary?
Poles or
No,
columns?
permanent, where the columns are, yes.
Yeah,
it's
columns.
gonna.
They say why?
Why aesthetically is gonna look
My
horrible.
understanding is, I think
Safety?
they're gonna, no, I think they're changing the lanes there, so there has to, there's some
Oh,
construction.
yeah.
that's gonna be done.
oh, for the,
It's not an
for the
aesthetic
new
thing.
building probably.
Yeah.
Turning
It's
lane,
for,
turning
it's for
lane,
the
right?
Oh,
lane,
they're probably gonna make the turning lane to get onto the Palmetto.
for
And
soon,
they're
yeah,
getting
exactly.
closer to the columns, so then you can put it.
They would have to go into the meeting and take some of that
Yeah,
area.
it's gonna take some of them.
Yeah, they wanna make sure that people don't hit. the
So,
columns.
so would it be safe to say that we need to pause until we see what's there, or can we still go in front of the council without
Well,
knowing what's
I
coming?
think-
I would love to go
I
forward.
think we
No,
can
no,
go
resolution
start with
is
the
a
lights.
resolution. There's no
If
financial-
anything, we can start with the resolution and get the lights going, like you said, maybe gets passed as a beautification project. We could get the lights going, the lights won't be an issue because that's never gonna go anywhere, you know? And then we could wait for they're done with the construction and, you know, beautify the rest.
I'm happy to share the community aesthetic feature, presentation that they have with all of you. You guys wanna review it. But just a couple points I wanna highlight based on the conversation we had yesterday and some other points that, staff has brought up. So we've already reached out to the company that Hialeah developers contracted to do their lighting, just to get an idea of ballpark. So we're looking at $35,000, and that is just for the lights and the installation. Keep in mind, that does not include, the electrician, whatever they have to do. That doesn't include, also, something that I really want to highlight is that you guys have to understand that once we take this on from FDOT, because right now that underpass area is overseen by FDOT. So
So they're
us,
maintaining everything.
exactly. So when we take it, the town is saying we are responsible for
For how much?
for
Other than the
rendering,
lighting.
for rendering, for setting up, for maintaining, for any damages,
For its lifespan.
pretty much for its
For
life
lights.
Of the light itself,
of the light and the artwork.
the
I
guy,
don't understand.
Yeah, but no, this is something just to keep in mind.
right?
So then that's kind of part of the proposal to council, like, they
But
have
not the structure.
they have to wanna.
No, no,
Not the bridge, not the bridge.
No, just the,
Just.
Yeah,
the-
it's-
Artwork,
Yeah,
any kind of,
artwork
Just
and the light.
enhancement.
and what about the ground as well?
And when you do the application, they also ask for a bond the town has to agree to a bond letter
that covers FDOT in case the town at some point in the future says, hey, we don't want to deal with this anymore. They have to have money. They have to have a reserve, I guess,
To get it back to.
that, to get it back to what it
normal.
was, so that they can now take care of it. So these are just things to keep in mind. I'm sure other things may arise, but those are the starting points.
That's an opportunity also, right? Because you could commission artists to go ahead and come out and say, listen, we're gonna give you a piece of Miami Lakes where it can be your blank canvas to be able to go ahead and display your art, right? So this is how you could turn an expense, frankly, into, I'm not gonna say a profit, but my point is money to be able to keep it going.
The concern here, I don't think is the first hand getting the job done at a low cost or very little to none, is the upkeeping that comes behind it.
Yeah, but what is the upkeeping to the lights, right? And
Who pays for that electrical bill?
Right now, I'm not sure. I think FDOT just oversees all of that.
so we would have.
I would have to get.
Well, they
full-
said-
We would have to take that bill.
Is that,
well,
do they meter that? Is it-
I don't know how that. works.
Yeah, I think-
I didn't go
But
into, I didn't
it's
go into
not
that
just
with
what you
them.
guys girls remember, then they have to approve, like, okay, these are the type of lights and this is the type of work that's gonna be done there.
And,
So it's
and
something
the,
that they have to approve.
and the person who did it from Hialeah, have we reached out to them? Is that a possibility? We have. No, but no, I'm saying, but did they give us, no, I know, but this is a number, but did they give us the whole plan?
Yeah.
Right, yeah, did they give us the whole plan? Can we meet with them and
We
ask
have
them?
their contact that,
The
we
Hialeah
can set a
project,
meeting with them.
the Hialeah project that you guys talking about is the 157,000.
And after that's overseen, I'm just caution, because I don't know if that's an MDX thing or if that's.
No, that was
Because
actually
that was the
the
question.
premier company who developed the
Right,
Amelia
but who
district
maintains
contracted
that
Smart
before?
LED. Huh?
But who maintains that?
I'm
It's either
assuming under the
MDX
conditions that they told us, it would be Hialeah.
No, but before that, because for example, this one we're talking about is FDOT.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that one's MDX or FDOT.
So Hialeah,
That's something- because if
would.
if they dealt with somebody different, then they may not be a good guidance.
So MDX,
Oh.
this one.
Yeah.
So a question for Juan.
So just something else to look into.
Hialeah got the developer
Mhm.
to, kind of like the impact fees to do the lighting.
Repeat your question.
Hialeah got the developer to do the lighting under the.
One of the Prestige company had developed the area, the whole buildings with the Amelia Earhart and the airplane, the food trucks, the apartment buildings, and then those lights were a part of their plan to develop the whole area.
Maybe the Grants would be interested with the new project they're doing.
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
I would not rule that out one bit.
Since it's right next to the brand new complex.
But it wouldn't hurt to ask.
Yeah, absolutely not. That's,
I think that's
let's go for it.
But yes.
a reasonable
One-
ask.
One other thing to keep in mind, and that may help you when you go to council, is it does help to have like a community forum, just to hear people's opinions, to see if it's something that they want in their community or not.
Of course.
Yeah, but, and then those are the type of letters of support that you would also take as part of the resolution and to FDOT.
So you're saying that we should have like a forum to the committee who wants to do this?
You're just giving them an opportunity to voice whether they want this or not.
I mean, if you
It
put
is
it,
a big
Chair,
topic.
if you put it on their agenda for a council meeting, people could show up and have their 2
Yeah,
or
I'll
3
talk to them
minutes.
about options on how they have done it before, but
Right.
that was a staff suggestion.
I mean, definitely putting it on the agenda for the council to, in that case, one of us will go over there, will speak on that agenda item, kind of to promote it. That will probably be the only way that I would think of. But definitely ask to see what has been done in the past and how, what will be the best process to promote that. Yeah, that would, I presume that would be the biggest platform to present on, at a council meeting. And make sure we find one that's, really hot topic, that you're gonna have like 1,000 people just showing up in person, and another 3 million online, and bang, that's our platform right there.
What, like allowing votes in Miami Lakes?
Yes. Okay, so I guess what would be the next step here?
So, we have to get a resolution from the council, period, so we have to actually.
We gotta get
approach
the
them.
council to get involved.
Yeah, we-
Yes, exactly, so that is the next step, get them involved, to vote, put it on their
Okay.
agenda.
I can make a motion for the chair to write an email.
signature.
No, but the
Council's interested.
resolution, when we did the resolution for the trees. We did the resolution, we brought it to the committee reviewed and approved it, and then we presented it to the committee.
Who drafts the resolution?
Whoever
One-
you wanna pick to do it.
Who what?
Who's gonna draft the resolution?
I've only worked
Our
with
city
the
attorney?
committees redoing the resolution.
Right.
I know that the attorney obviously will meet with one of you to.
Right, that's what I presume, yeah, committees, yeah, we don't create resolutions.
No, we don't write the resolution, someone presents it to the committee, that's how we did the tree ordinance.
That's a tree ordinance. This resolution's a little.
So we will motion to have a resolution draft, and then that information gets sent to legal, and then legal puts the resolution.
Here's what I'll do. I'm gonna talk with staff, just one to confirm the community forum that I was talking about. To see if it's appropriate to do it at town council, what has been done in the past. And if at that point, then it's appropriate to talk about a resolution, with the town attorney.
So then we'll leave it that staff would, I will speak with staff with regards to the next step in this process.
Yeah, and if it's a community forum, like details on how we go about that. If you think it helps your case to start talking to the Grams or somebody to sponsor it, it's just pretty much a discussion at this point.
Does anybody know the Grams personally?
Or if you, or any of you
Maybe
want
they're
to look for
listening.
other,
I don't mind reaching out to them.
for any other estimates, we can do that. I know somebody reached out to us because they had been sent an email about this, and they're also getting us a quote. So I'll have a second quote for you guys. I don't know if it's gonna be any better, but I'll share it once I have it.
Maybe there's a lighting company in town that would like to sponsor the lights.
I think the closest I saw, I don't know
Oh,
about,
that sign place, right?
the one in Hialeah,
Yeah.
right at the Palmetto,
Mhm.
very bright.
Is there some? Mr.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so, definitely we're moving, but it appears it's gonna be a process, but we'll keep pushing it forward. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. All right, awesome.
And on off topic, I wanna thank Ida, she is awesome, and she is everywhere and anywhere, so thank you for the
No problem.
side by side.
Awesome.
So we're making a motion for.
So-
It's okay. No, it's a.
You could say either way.
It's okay. It really is. Don't worry about it. I have a million issues. but-
All right, I don't think there isn't because, she just.
You're gonna find out from us some
Yeah,
information.
so there's
before we
nothing.
can make
Yeah,
another
we
motion.
just met yesterday, end of day, so.
It's gonna be the.
But
next-
obviously there
Yes.
is some kind of movement on this other than us.
Well, at least.
At least with the columns, I can tell you that much.
And now with
So
the
the
light.
idea would be to maybe just,
Yeah, that'd be
very
awesome.
through and see
Yeah,
where
at
that
least
gets
we
us.
know the direction we gotta go and what are the different components and.
Yeah, but everything.
And for that Palmetto, can we get some information on that Palmetto project that you're talking about? The one that that you said that you're gonna put the columns, you have that layout,
The
the show,
FDOT project.
yeah, project, yeah.
I think that's already been put out somewhere, but I'll find out where.
I can.
Because I think that's out there.
Remember her last name,
Aesthetically, we would like to see that, how that's gonna look. Yeah.
Yeah, that, the idea is to make sure.
And if we do it at 154th, we might do it right there on the Gratini. The granny. The granny.
On London.
Granny.
and
67?
On 60, no, I meant 67.
67?
Yeah, same thing they did on 57 to do it on 67.
Oh.
The entrance of Miami Lakes has got that
No,
new
that
sign.
67 needs to be overhauled completely under that.
No, I know what's there.
That-
Let's go with lights.
But that's the count.
Yeah, let's just throw it in there.
Yeah, it goes, and you have the pillars on the right side. Yeah, but that's Hialeah though.
Where?
No, actually, we own that. So, yeah, our sign is under the.
No, it's up on the other side.
I think with the cheapest one, they would.
You want me to look into that?
Yeah, for sure. I said, it wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, we might as well just throw it in there.
No, but it is on the Hialeah side though. It isn't on the side of Hialeah.
Right?
I'm sure I know it's on the side of
No,
Hialeah.
Rodney is.
The granny, yeah.
It's not, it might be.
I just don't know where that property line is.
No, Miami Lake is on the other side. of it.
No, is the one by the
Right.
granny, is it on our side or on?
No, it's on that side. No, the Miami Lakes is after the granny. The sign is not on this side of Miami, on this side of the overpass is on the other side.
I don't think we own that.
No, we don't.
Or maybe we'll give Hialeah an idea.
Yeah.
All right. All right, thank you so much for the update.
You're
And I
welcome.
also will keep it posted on it to the agenda, for the next meeting under old business. All right, next item is B7B, signs that mark of the town limits on the Palmetto Expressway, northwest 138th Street. Mr. Estrada.
So there is actually a sign that does mark that. I don't know if I've ever met it, if it's recently put up there, but there is a sign at 138th Street on the Palmetto going north now.
138.
Yeah, that's the grand, what we were talking.
Oh, that's what we're talking, no, that's brand new.
That sign?
Yes,
Yeah, cause I never seen it
that's
before.
never
They
been
turned
there.
up out of
That's
nowhere.
brand new. That took about 100 years to put up.
Also then,
Yeah.
we can table
So
that,
we can
just
no.
get rid of it,
All right, so we'll remove that item. But that's the one, 100,
Yeah.
oh, because I see what you're saying, you're using 130 inch, which is on the other side, is on the south side
yeah.
of the overpass.
But
Yeah, no, that's
now-
done.
Now all those thousands of people every hour know that they're.
They are definitely driving into landings.
That's right.
Awesome. All right, good deal. All right, so we're gonna move on to
Okay,
item
well, I'll-
7D, lake awareness. Ms.
Okay, There
Salazar.
was a package that was sent to you a long time ago regarding, I think it's in the package. You should have read your package on my back. I read it real quick, my color. But I did some research regarding other communities and information from I think it was, this one is from Sarasota. And that's why I put to be edited, because it's something that we can, either put and I mean, if you check your email, it's there. The idea was to have a proposal for lake awareness. And it was like, there are items here. Provide lake and town website about lake awareness best practices, which is what we have here. Regarding, information about, the importance of the lakes and how it's. And then I found something about, let's see. Okay, provide lake and town website with lake awareness best practices, create waterways, lake protection ordinance. We need to check with the town attorney to see how we can prepare an ordinance and add it to the existing landscaping code. Basically, like I said, this is something that I jotted down, and there's links of different, very good, links of information. They also, I think there's another, because we are under the South Florida Water Management District, there's another, agency that has a brochure where they outline, the importance of protecting the lakes, and they talk about, and that brings me about the one about the friendly fertilizers, which is a topic that we try to find out on the ordinances regarding,
That's a good emotion, so.
so it's basically, getting all that information, put it in a package, present it to the county, the attorney to see if we can have the ordinance, and then proceed with literature either online or,
So what kind of ordinance are we looking for?
is an ordinance to be added to our landscape code. Of course, we follow the county code, but we have one in the town that deals with different items.
Like
So
fertilizer?
you suggesting
Yeah.
to
Yeah, the county.
amend the current
Amend the landscape,
ordinance
ordinance.
to include
To
the,
include the protecting our lakes and so forth, and then in it also include the issue of fertilizers.
But the county already has an ordinance. You're not allowed to use fertilizer during the rainy season. Man,
they need to add some stuff to. Like the blower and clippings and.
Oh, the blowers are, yeah. I don't blow my stuff, I vacuum it. Yours looks beautiful, but your neighbors.
This is one that talks about, the type of fertilizer that is what should be applied. I don't know if we have it I don't think we do in our landscape, ordinance, but it's something that we can, again,
Yeah.
package.
Growing beautiful, of
several,
course.
in the package that was sent to you months ago. And, basically, what is the best time to, like I said, best practices, which I mentioned in the proposal. Best practices, the amount of fertilizer that can be used and so forth. This is, a lot of information to absorb right now. But if you look into it, you can see that it talks about fertilizer-free zones, the application, the type of fertilizer, the content and application rates, nothing with phosphorus in it, and so forth and so on.
Yeah, I think that's the
So-
biggest one.
But if there's already a county ordinance.
Also the
Yeah,
management.
I would assume that the
Didn't we go through this a couple years ago? Have you seen any response from the last time that we did this, from the Lake Awareness Project?
No, it's.
I know we had the ordinance in front of us last time, and we talked about the blowing, the blower, nothing.
But that's what I think that we should do is sit down with, attorney to see if we can, how we can, amend our ordinance to include the issue of the protecting our lakes, the fertilizer issue, and so forth. I mean, we can.
So Felicia, is that something that you'd like to take on and meet with legal and see how we can,
I'll make time.
okay.
Yeah, because I've been doing the research, so.
And where did you get the additional knowledge of the Sarasota County, Morgan?
I have to check it legal. I don't know how.
No, what he's asking, is where did you?
Where-
get
Where did you source
Where
your,
did you get the?
your inspiration?
Well, I went online and I found, there's a section, but I don't know which community this. There's one from Tampa, there's one from Miami. And, I mean, it's already done, it's just a matter of adjusting ours to the language that they have. The same way that I did,
Yeah, I believe you should move forward and push it to legal and see if it'll fly and then, yeah.
See if
It
it can be
catches traction.
amended or.
See, this is the article.
So in this case,
Water-friendly fertilizer use on urban landscapes.
so Felicia, I mean, will we need a motion to, or just Felicia to be able to talk
I
to?
don't think you should make a motion, though, so you're in agreement that you guys want to move forward with this.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I don't.
I guess you can.
No, you never wish.
So you want to go ahead, Felicia, and
Make a
have that
motion,
motion?
make a motion.
What's your motion?
And maybe some of you know better than I, because I know some of you have been around, a little longer, but I would think that this is something that probably has to go to council.
Mhm.
Request,
Oh, yeah,
I don't know if, I'm just saying, I don't know which way you want to approach it
does.
first.
It does have to.
Right, but I don't know if it makes sense,
But,
like, I don't know if the attorney will work on something that's just a draft that might not even.
Work
pass.
on it, but to get more posts, yeah, to get more information as to, so.
How to proceed.
Yeah, so I would say motion for Felicia to further look into this process with legal.
I second.
No, you don't have to do it. It's just- You know me, I love protecting the environment.
Motion by Rudy. Second by Juan.
Okay, any additional discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against? All right, you guys have it. So keep us posted with that, Felicia. I'll put it on the next one.
I get to meet with,
And we have 36 beautiful lakes. Just keep them beautiful.
All right, next item is 7E, Golf Cart Parade. Mr. Pineda?
If I may, Mr. Chair, didn't we move up, April,
yeah,
autism awareness bike ride?
Yeah, but that's item H.
So I thought you moved it up to C.
No.
Nothing, just on the golf cart parade, it was a total success. We had, I think, over at least a hundred golf carts.
also the police.
Yeah, it was, I mean, I know we were going down some blocks where we were completely down the block and then still the other block was coming. So it was greatly, yes, yeah, it was a good time, it was a good time.
How fast was it going?
You didn't get to go?
I missed it with my yellow, Missed it, I'm sorry.
We were going pretty fast. I think we were going like 20,
Oh,
25.
I wouldn't have made that.
You know,
I think there's a.
some the slower going to stay in the back, you know?
I would have took the bike, right?
Yeah, just like the bike, right? But everybody participated, put lights on the car, you know. Definitely something that we need to look into, to do it as a yearly thing. I think, yeah, because everybody,
Awesome. So we can add it in our budget that.
really, there is no budget for it. There is no budget to it.
Bro, we're advertising now, right? Huh?
Correct, correct, there's,
And that's expensive.
you're right.
We don't need a budget for it.
We might want to consider then the, one of the bike rides in December, right? Consider doing that instead.
Okay,
Yes, I agree.
okay.
Because we really, the same amount of police that we get for the bike rides is probably what we had. We have the truck in the front.
Right.
And then
Bikes.
we have the two, 3 police officers, one in the back and 2 that go forward to stop the intersection. Yeah, blocking the intersection.
So I was just saying, yeah, so we probably could do that. I did hear some feedback, some people on the east side that were a little jealous.
East side.
Yes, because on the west side, and I'm talking about of Ludlam, right, 67, there were all these streets, and I don't know if you guys know it, that had all these blow-ups.
Uh-huh.
No, but we did go.
We did go to the east side.
Yeah, but there was no blow-ups on the east side. Meaning that message didn't get to the east
I
side.
didn't get to the east side.
Yeah, you didn't see it.
We definitely need to.
Which, what was all that about? Because again, I don't have social media, so I don't even know how that happened. That I was driving, and literally, I don't know if you saw that, there was like a whole bunch of blow-ups.
No, there
like,
was a couple
different.
blocks that had the same identical blow up, so
Right.
it was pretty cool to see that. So
Right.
several blocks had it, you know, but I don't think everybody had an issue. I think one of the biggest issues that we had is where we started, right? I think it was too far, not centralized enough for the whole town, right? I think that when we started Roberto Alonso, it's too far for some people to get from that side to Roberto. I think if we started,
Like
let's
Main
say,
Street.
or on Main Street or on the Cypress Village, plaza, you know, something like that, it might be better for everybody.
More
You know,
central.
because we did notice when we started off, we had about 60. When we got to the other side of the Palmetto, a bunch of people joined in, and they said, no, we weren't gonna go, we didn't think we were gonna have enough battery to make it.
Yeah, Fred and I
yeah.
didn't join because they're from Palm Springs North, and they didn't think they were gonna make it.
Yeah, mine won't.
Some people think that they were, I think the best we made it, like, in town hall, and from their town hall, we did something from there, you know?
Well, I received nothing but positive feedback, but the other day it was fun because they're like, well, next time on the east side, we gotta find out what exactly they do. But from what I heard, it was social media. It was somebody that started all of a sudden
No, I told them.
circulating, you know.
We did cut some of the route down because we figured it was too long.
Right. No, but I'm saying with regards to the blow up though,
Uh-huh.
you know, the blow ups, there were different ones. There were
Yeah, there were
Yeah, they were
different
that's what I'm
plots with
saying.
different.
With different
characters.
different
Which I
characters.
thought was great.
It was,
Which I
it
thought
was.
we should do is maybe get the community to get involved and say, hey, whatever block has, you know, the best character,
Right.
we could do something.
Yeah, we gotta figure out, are you able to figure it out? How did they get that done? So
They
next time.
used the neighborhood app.
No, but how did they arrange?
So one neighborhood person, I found that out,
Okay.
one person on the block, they all were
They
on
picked
one. So one block did it, the other blocks, hey, we're gonna do it too, but we're gonna get this character.
Yeah, we
You
had.
know, and we're gonna
we
get
had
this
to do it in
character.
my street.
Correct.
So I guess we need to make sure that we use that by using
Yeah.
the towns.
We need to
the
do like
towns.
neighborhood app and then see what they're doing and get them involved, you know?
Well, they just talk to.
Yeah, exactly.
They had-
Yeah.
they had-
That's what those blocks-
Neighborhood. It's called
I mean,
neighborhood.
let me tell you, it was
I saw it.
Yeah, there was-
We did the bike ride.
yeah, there was several blocks. It wasn't just one.
No, it wasn't one, it was several blocks.
Yeah,
of
I'm saying,
That was about, I would say it's about 6 to 8 of them.
blocks
It was
that
a lot.
happened, yeah.
It's a
I
lot.
thought it was really cool.
But
for
they
the
all
community.
coordinated and everybody had
Correct,
different
correct.
things.
And then we did find out, and we said, how do they do that? And they said, oh, they got on the neighborhood app, and that's how they communicate with each other.
Okay.
Not everybody said it was Rudy, but.
All right, so I would say we definitely can, you know, now it's, you know, we're coming up with budget. So-
Cause I'm using the same one from last year.
So I would definitely add that on the budget, remove one bike ride. bring it up and definitely, put the golf cart parade in there.
I have a fast one, but,
Good for you, man. Hopefully I have one by then. Alright.
It is awesome.
Awesome, thank you, Mario. All right, next item is F, time of the NIC meeting. So there was some talk of possibly bringing, and we had that at our last meeting, bringing the NIC meeting to an earlier time. At that point, the members that were present here, we discussed and we said that at least the ones that were there, that the time that we have it was more convenient because, not only the traffic, some of us, have sports or may have practice that ends. And by this time, we will make it. And then last but not least, we're able to do, like, for example, let's say in my case, I can go home, help my wife, right? Put the kids, do homework, put them to bed and still be able to make it, to the meeting on time. I know that we've had some challenges, on making and not making, but I didn't want I wanted to bring it back to the majority of the committee and I just voted on that, even though the ones present at that meeting agreed that definitely to leave it same date at it same time. So I wanted to make sure I brought it back and hear you guys' feedback. Thanks, bro. Okay.
This works for me.
I'd like to make a motion to leave that, I think.
Okay, so a motion by Felicia.
Sorry, Rudy's fault.
To leave.
I don't know. I live in part from it.
I'll second.
Date, wait, and time. As is. Okay, and second by Mario. Okay, any additional question, comments? No? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against? All right, the ayes have it. Moving on to beautification of remaining electrical boxes, Mr. Pineda.
Yes, so if you notice in the town, we have other electrical boxes that need to, to be wrapped.
Little?
No, other ones.
Oh, they said little.
Some
There's
big ones.
additional ones. He's taking off the list of one under the ones before that he got wasn't.
We have one less now.
Now
he knows there's one less.
I was gonna get done quicker.
We got one right. We already got the ball going, guys. But yes, obviously, I think we need to reach out to the same artist, and that way we could have,
Consistent.
yes, but.
Yeah, actually, she's the artist that has
Has it.
displayed here.
But I think in the hallway, but I definitely think that it brings some kind of, beauty to the town. It doesn't make it look so,
I think she did a great job matching the boxes to the environment.
correct. We could always reach out to the sponsor again, which is Miami Italian.
Thank you.
So.
Well, we did a good job picking them too.
Yeah, I think we did a great.
Yeah, it was hard for us too. It wasn't.
I still think the one at the pumpkin patch should have been a pumpkin.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
No, but
that we had a
we
hard
wanted
time
to match the
deciding.
church.
I honestly think we did an awesome. I mean, she did a great job.
She
But
did
we
a
did
great
we did a good job picking. It was difficult to try to match it to the environment around it so they can blend in as much as possible. And I think that was one of the reasons why we didn't pick the pumpkin, because the pumpkin right in that corner was gonna be like, it was gonna be like, wow, shocker.
Yeah, it was cool in October, but the rest of the.
Yeah. Right.
My favorite one is the one by the Elevate Church, which is like a succulent.
Yes,
Essentially,
I see that one every day.
And yeah, it's.
I don't know baseball.
And actually, one of the paintings is that one.
But I would motion for the town to get us a list of the rest of the traffic sign boxes
Yeah,
that
the
need
boxes that we.
Before you make a motion, I emailed you before this meeting, a whole list of where the locations are. So
So what will be the next step? Are you knocking on,
it's a lot of them, but.
It's a lot of them, so we would have to pick the next, how many we do the first time?
5.
So we want to do 5 more?
This is.
oh, yeah, I wouldn't. I
Wanna-
would take it, I would take one step at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would take one. I wouldn't take maybe as long as we did it
What
to
I
go to the
would
next
do
one.
is find the
Find the 5
next
most.
5 that are the
Most,
most traffic areas, and higher traffic areas.
I think the one across or the one next to the police station. is a big one, but that one needs to be, I mean, it has all kind of
Yeah,
fire stains,
weird.
Number of licenses.
so we can,
I'll give you one.
but you said you have the locations?
Yeah, I sent
Yes,
him a
yes,
list.
Oh,
So I would say, I don't think there's a motion. I would say Mario just, I made myself a note, Mario to locate 5 boxes.
Okay.
Bring it back to us at the next meeting.
Do I
And-
need approval from the committee to talk to Miami Lakes Auto Mall, or is that for sponsorship or?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No, okay.
Maybe you wanna
I
come,
mean, if you guys are.
You can't make a
you just
decision,
wanna
but
make-
you
No, I just gonna ask if you'd be willing to do it
And if
again.
they have a proposal that they want
Right.
to come back with or something like that, you just bring it to us for discussion.
All right.
reach out to sponsor, potential sponsor. Good. And then do you still wanna use her?
I say yes,
Yeah,
I mean.
well, my only thing with that is that most probably we'll have to do the same process we did the first time around.
Yeah,
Yeah, because of, yeah. Yeah,
and this time, I think she needs to be compensated, it's a lot of work.
Hmm.
Something, give her something, last time she didn't get anything.
How did she get in return, business? Did she get something?
I have to find out.
Maybe that's part of, as I mentioned, that's part of the conversation you should start with her. Because what if you guys go all this way expecting to have her work and maybe
She
she comes
doesn't.
back and says, no, I'm not.
Right.
I don't wanna speak on behalf of her, I'm just
Obviously,
saying
the
that's.
budget is always an issue,
Maybe we can get a sponsor.
Or maybe you
Because
should
I
get
know
an
we
estimate.
paid the company that did the wrapping, but she did all the
You have
templates.
the,
She did work on the templates.
the
to-
cost
to-
of
to give
what
to
it
the
cost us
guys.
last time?
I'll see what I can pull up, but I have it here because I have the Miami Laker article says $1,800 donation from Miami Lakes Automall.
And that covered everything.
It's probably twice that.
At a minimum.
No, no, it's just that you have to have a realistic
This
conversation.
was May 2021.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pandemic, it happened. I know we don't remember about it, but
Yeah,
made it.
If you can't send me the company we use, so we can reach out to them. Let's see.
The Roxo.
All right.
Stop right there.
I think, because I think, look, if the artist isn't, look, and it's nothing against her, she's not willing to do it for no cost. I think we just put it out to have a contest.
Yeah.
yeah, because she did. She created the wrapping, the measurements, everything, she measured everything and gave it to the people doing the company. Doing the wrapping.
Yeah.
But she did do some work, it's not just, because the artwork is there, it's just that the measuring and.
I mean, I don't mind having conversations over how to go after, did she?
Yeah, no, we can check it.
Oh, look, I have it here. Signs and Banners LLC of Miami printed the rocks and installed them.
All right, so I have just, so no Mario's to locate 5 of the boxes and to speak with potential sponsors.
No.
Okay, thank you, Mario. So,
The idea of it having a conference, the idea of having the cohesiveness of all.
Yeah.
okay, so we're gonna move on to the next item, 7H. April Autism Awareness Bike Ride. Remind me, but I think the only thing we're doing is just motion to have that as the title for the event, correct? Because there was
No, but
really
honestly,
nothing,
I think you guys had already agreed. My
Already
understanding,
agreed?
You guys had already agreed to that.
but
The
I
thing
don't,
was that,
was that from the original one though?
Mhm.
yeah. I think so, because you guys asked me to tell special needs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
All right, we asked
I
her
remember
to
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
collaborate.
No, this was just, the locations. If we hadn't discussed, we had set it at.
so we set it up as, right, Robert Alonso,
And then you
and
were
then now
gonna
we
present
change-
to them that
right.
you wanted to present, to do it at Main Street.
we said now it's gonna be on Main Street,
Well, we're working on it. I think
oh,
it's
I
gonna be
thought,
fine.
oh, I
No,
thought.
no, I
it's
think
finalized.
it's
start
they
at Main
always
Street?
say yes. They always say yes, but I don't have the exact location of where. I will share that with you guys once I have it, once the whole plan is executed.
What day is it?
April 6th.
For Main Street, I think it'll be there, what,
Farmer's
7:30 in the
market.
morning?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's-
Farmer's market is closed
Yeah.
down.
No, it's
They're
coming
trying
back.
to get it-
It's coming back.
they're trying to get it-
It's coming
they're
back.
trying to get it-
Yeah, it's coming back. It's coming back.
When?
It's supposed, I think, starts this
Come back
weekend.
this weekend.
Yeah, it starts this weekend. Yeah. I think it had a huge demand
Are
for
we
it.
gonna have like a ribbon cutting or something?
The farmer's
Not
market.
sure, I don't.
That would be
Always
fun, I
ribbon
mean,
cutting.
they're coming back, I mean, I've been advertising it on Instagram, so.
All right. So, just update location on possible Main Street.
Possible, no.
Well, it's still up in the air, so we don't wanna, you know.
She knows, I already got a response from Andrea saying that she's working on it, so it should be fine.
Okay.
I just,
We reached out to
I don't like to put it out there until it's 100%.
has a special needs, advisory
Yes,
board.
We had a bike ride starting from Main Street years ago, maybe a couple of years ago. and
From
it's-
8th Street?
On
Main Street.
On Main Street.
Oh, I'm like,
Yeah,
was
you
that?
guys had one either last year or the year before at our.
Right, from Main Street, no, we
That
had,
was briefly, I mean, it was like, honest, people left, and that's it. So we're not gonna take that much time.
Tried starting at City Hall last December, but it was canceled because of a storm.
no, but we're good.
I don't remember.
There's nothing.
I know some got canceled, but that one, the point is that we're asking her just to make it easier to see if we could just start from the same area. I'll let you guys know.
Yeah, because last time we were, I think the farmer's market didn't have I mean, we were right there, very close to farmer's market, so.
Okay. And the reason, by the way, on the quarterly chairs, meeting, what was the committee?
It's just a collaboration between
Right.
EDC Economic Development.
Right, that they wanted kind of to promote, you know, the Main Street businesses and stuff like that, so I say, you know, it will be a great idea to depart from Main Street. And of course, if the farmer market is there, then it'll be good.
I always said that our bike rides should begin at some kind of, breakfast place or something to involve these businesses.
Okay,
So that should be something we looked at to do. Instead of starting at the park, NQC, that was something great. Mayor's Cafe, all these are breakfast places we can start at. It'll help out those businesses. And I
Right.
think it'd be great for everybody.
all right. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to new business. Item A. Aiden Perry Hero Life Ring Initiative. So we sent out a few meetings ago, all the documentation, all the information and videos. So what I'm gonna do is, unfortunately, the presenter is gonna be here today. I'm gonna have to call because she couldn't make it. So can we use this phone to dial her so she can speak?
I've never tried it.
Okay. That way she can. Do I have to dial anything special?
9.
No,
Hi, it's Rudy. How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm doing awesome. So I have you here as speaker. We have the Neighborhood Improvement
everybody.
Committee. So the floor is all yours.
Excellent. Well, I don't know what Rudy has told you, but I am Aiden's mom, on a mission in honor of my son Aiden. He lost his life trying to save somebody else's life. We were out walking our dog when, we witnessed a driver of a car lose control and go into the lake. My son and I went running to the lake to try to, help. And when the driver opened the car door, he screamed out for help. My son answered his call. He jumped in the lake, he hit his head on a rock, broke his neck, and my son died instantly. So, you can imagine, my life has been forever changed from that moment. And I didn't realize until that happened to my son, so I lost my son, that there was nothing in such an emergency that he could have used, without jumping in himself. So they're on a mission since that moment to make a difference, to make it so that the next time there is a water emergency, and as we know, unfortunately, they do continue to happen. But I feel like there has to be something there. So in my son's honor, I came with the Aiden Perry Hero Life Ring Initiative, and I am on a mission get a light ring with my son's image on it in every city, by every body of water possible. So the next time that there's a water emergency, there's something that can be used. Obviously, I did not invent the life rings. They've been around for many, many years. They've been proven to save lives for many years. They just have to be available to be used. They're easy to install, so that anybody can use them. I'm happy to say that currently, the fact I have it's donate to every city who joins me on my mission. I'm able to donate life rings to them to get started on their initiative in their city. And I've also have partnerships worked out with the manufacturer of the life rings, that anything beyond what we give each city, we have at cost price that we're allowed to, we offer them, as well as the sign company that I work with. And I'm happy to say I go so far. I started this initiative in February of last year. I'm happy to say that I have well over 300 that we've donated that are in the ground, and there's many more that the cities have bought in addition. And, you know, I go city by city, getting them installed, and, you know, we let it, you know, our saying is throw, don't go. The important thing is that there has to be something available so that a good Samaritan doesn't have to put their life in jeopardy and suffer my son's fate trying to save somebody else. And anybody can use them. It takes no skill. When I go to my cities after we do an installation, I become part of their city, and they invite me to their water safety events, and we go to educate the community. And we let even the youngest child, we let them use them, we let them throw them in to see that truly anybody can use them. And I'm working through, so far currently, we're in almost every city of Broward County. I'm working my way through Miami-Dade County. I'm working with the county on a county level to get them installed. We're going to be starting in Tropical Park. I'm working with Doral, some HOAs down in Miami, and I'm hoping, my goal is to make this a mandate, to make it Tallahassee, so that they're there. It's truly life-saving, and you know, it's everybody, you know, it's been really well received from everybody that we've taken it, and it's just truly a mission. And I started this shortly after my son died. I went on a trip symbolically for him, a loan that we were supposed to do together. And I know that when I was in London and Scotland, they have life rings everywhere. So this is just something that's not here. Currently, there's things in place for pools. You know, there's a mandate, you have to have a ring, you have to have a hook. Beaches have life rings, but currently, before I started this, there was nothing available to still. Well, I currently sit on a couple task forces with Drowning Prevention Coalitions, and you know, they partner with me, and I go city by city. I've learned so much. And this is truly something that's needed. And so I rely on the help of support of people like Rudy and other people who can bring me into their cities, or just trying to do, because it's not just a one city thing. And unfortunately, it's not just a Florida thing, or just anywhere where there's water, there needs to be something there so that we can save a life. And I'd love to obviously make it into a city and be able to get my life rings by your waterways, so that the next time there's a water emergency, there's something that, you know, can be used in your city as well. So that's what I do.
Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate
Thank you for sharing your story.
Yes. I see that you're in Western Miramar, Deerfield. And you said a lot of the cities have adopted this.
Yeah, it's all this on the news. Sarah, if I may, what's you say you donate the first one to the town?
No, what we do, we donate the first 10.
Oh,
to
the first
city.
10,
So,
oh, wow.
yeah, the first 10. So, and then after that, the manufacturer of the life ring, which is Daytrix, they give us an at cost price of $60. The life rings that we use are the hard plastic, Coast Guard regulated approved life rings, same ones that you would see on freight liners, cargo vessels. They come with a lifetime warranty. So the ring, you know, after we give you the first 10, would be, any more you get would be $60. I have a partnership worked out with Broward Signs. What we do is, even though the life ring is a universal sign for an emergency life-saving device, we still like to put a reminder on there. We have signs that we make up, and they say, throw, don't go. And then any city that wants to get them, sometimes they put their logo. So through the partnership with Broward Signs, they give them a cost of $34 a piece, which is about $20 cheaper than some of the cities are paying when they're ordering them through their own in-house sign company. Then as far as how you install them, when I first installed, the first one we did in my community, we had the Boy Scouts help do it as part of a community service project. So it's very easy to install. The basic, and, every city, as far as how they install them, depends on the aesthetic of the community or where they want to put them. So if there's already an existing post by the water, like what we do at a marina or a pier, and they already have other signage, posts there, they just attach them to there on a hook. If some of the cities get a little fancier than others, is that we use a pressure treated post, you know, it's 6 foot, tall, but it goes down into the ground 2 feet, and it sticks up about 4 feet from the ground. The sign goes on top that says call 911, road don't go. The post is about $10. If you buy it individually, you buy it in bulk, it's cheaper. And some of the hardware stores, actually Home Depot, Ace Hardware, have donated them to some of the cities. So the rope that we use the minimum, which is 50 feet, polyurethane, where it's a floating rope. Some of the cities have opted for a 100-foot rope, so it's about just under $20. It all depends on which one that you get, the thicknesses of it. And then besides that, the only other materials that you would need, each post uses 1 bag of quick setting concrete and a hook. So what we do is each one that we install, we recommend, obviously there's a hook that you sit on the ring. Some cities double up and put the rope and the ring in the same hook. And then what we do is we have an anchor point on the post where it's an eye hook that screws onto the back of the post with a quick release hook that is attached to the bottom of the rope that is attached also to the light ring. And the thought process is behind that. If the water emergency were to happen in close proximity to where the post is, you could just throw it and leave it attached to the post as an anchor point. But if you had to move it, because obviously we cannot predict where the next water emergency is going to be, and if it's beyond, say, the 50 feet or the 100 foot of rope that you have on there, with a quick release, it doesn't release in less than a second, you can release it and move yourself close to where the person is where you need to throw the rope. And just, you stand on the bottom of the rope. So that way, if you do throw it and you drop it and you miss it, you can pull it back in because the rope floats and you have the rope and you can pull it back in. So it's very cost effective and very easy to install. When we go into each city, it's usually a collaboration between the Parks Department, Public Works, and the Fire Department. The Public Works and the Parks Department collaborate as far as where to put them. So a lot of people ask me, how many do you need? And that really depends on each city, each location, and the accessibility of the location where the waterway is. So City of Coral Springs has 90 of my rings there. They have a lot of parks, a lot of waterways in their city. In some city, I have one city that only has one because they have one area that goes into their only has one little area. It's like a access point. Currently, we're only able to put them on city or county property because city and county has jurisdiction. We rely on each HOA to put them on their, and sort of that because it's private property and the city doesn't have jurisdiction. But the hope is that once these HOAs see what the city is doing, they follow suit. So there is, like I said, there is no real blueprint. But what they do, the parks and the public works collaborate. They figure out where it's needed. So they look at the waterway, what is owned by their city. The South Florida Water Management District has owned certain properties, like canals, different waterways. So when the cities figure out where their properties are, then they figure out the accessibility. So if there's a waterway that say one side is backed up to maybe a wall or wood or something where there's not as much activity or access to that, obviously you don't need to put as many on that side as you would the other side of the waterway. So that's why it's a collaboration. And then, the fire department usually gets in, they're part of our installation process. So what we usually do, we turn it into a community education process moment. Like I'm doing another installation tomorrow in the city of Miramar. And what we do is we invite the community, the elected officials usually come out and they make it a moment. They usually do a video of the event. We give the mayor, the manager, whoever wants to, the officials, an opportunity to throw it in. They make a video and they make an educational opportunity that they share with the city. So now your community, you let them know what you're doing, that they are there. And the why, how easy it is to use it. It's an educational moment. Something really cool that the city of Coral Springs does, and they're more than happy to talk to everybody. They're the people who I send all my new cities to talk to because they've really done amazing things and embraced this initiative. They have all of their rings pinned. So when there's a 911 emergency,
You can call the 911 operator, we'll tell them exactly where each ring is. And so some other cities are doing that as well, so that way they can, when someone calls or there's a need, they can tell them where each ring is. So it's, you know, there's a lot of cities who have done it, and there, you know, so if there was a city that you wanted to talk to and get an idea as far as how the, you know, if it would work for your city or give you some guidance on how they did it, logistics and everything, you know, I could definitely put you in touch with, you know, many, you know, any options with many of my cities that I'm working with, to help you with that.
Awesome. Thank you, Sarah. Any questions, any additional questions, Sarah?
I have a question.
Speak up,
Sarah, this is Felicia Salazar. I have a question, because my concern is, yeah, you may have the life savings. But if the person is trapped in the car and they cannot open the door, I mean, years ago, I heard that there's a special tool and they recommend that everybody should carry it in the car to break the window so they can get out and then you throw the ring, but if the person is trapped in the car and there's, you know, of course, you know, it's time to call 911. So my concern is we need to tie this together to that, because again, if the person is trapped inside the car and you cannot get out, jumping in the water is again risking the other person's life. So I think it would be.
Yeah, and that's a great point you do bring up, is we're giving them away at our event tomorrow, and when I go into my city, sometimes I give them away. And that's a whole different educational thing also that we do. That's something we are tying that in through the work that I do, the Drowning Prevention Coalition chat force that I'm a part of. We do that, and that in itself is a whole educational process. So that is an important tool. It's a two-part thing, obviously, like you say, if you got car in the water and it's how are you going to get out? The worst thing you can do is that night with that young man, car went in, he opened his car door, and when he did, the water just completely, he was able to get out of the car, the water completely engulfed the car within seconds. It pulled him down, he died in front of me. So there's a whole other, and you can turn this into a whole educational thing for your city. First of all, what to do when your car goes in the water, what do? People panic, and the first thing they think to do is open the door. You don't want to do that. You want to go out the window.
Windows down a little bit and let the water level out, and then you can open the door.
Correct. Correct. And
There's
those
a
window
process.
breaker things that you know, also, they're a great tool, and it's also an educational thing. I get feedback because I tell people all the time the same thing. You want to have this in your car. People say, oh, they don't, you know, they hear they don't. Well, you just have to teach them how to use it. Obviously, you don't put it in the middle of the window. You go in the weaker part of the window, in the corner on the side where the window is not the weaker part. So yes, I agree. You know, they go hand in hand. Obviously, the life ring, you know, you throw some cargo in, it's great. If there's a child who falls in the water, it can be used. Obviously, not every person in the water emergency can be in a car, but everything ties in together. And so that once it gets into the city, we make a whole presentation. You know, it's part of the educational video. The public relation people come, they do a video, it becomes a whole educational process. The cities go on their social media, that they share their website, and they put it all on there because everything ties in together. And that's where with my partnership with the health department comes in, because I am not an expert, I'm just aid involved. So by having a partnership with them, they give me the information that I hand out. So like when I go to say your city wants to get into your city, you had a water safety, like April's water safety awareness day. So if you invited me into your city and I came, my table, I give out coupons for swimming lessons, free swimming lessons. I have information on, you know, what do you do if your car gets in the water? Again, everything you said, you have to level out, you want to go out the window, not the door. I have information that we talk about the window break thing. So it's a whole thing the whole educational thing that needs to go around. I also talk about the dangers of these still waters. People think that those retention ponds in your backyard are like a beach with a gradient. They do not. They drop down. The one that took my son's life dropped down 30 feet. So everything that we do, it becomes an educational moment. So when I go to the cities and I have the water days, it's an educational thing. I don't just stand there by light beams and showing off light beams. It's an educational moment. We let the people use them. The life rings, we encourage the parents to, you know, teach your kids how to swim. So that if it is a water emergency, God forbid, and they're in the water, at least they can possibly save themselves, stay on their back, don't have, you know, be able to float or whatever it is. So yes, there's many layers, and the break the window thing is definitely a part of the educational process, an important thing that everybody should have in their cars.
Yeah, and by the way, we have a lake, lake condition reports, And yeah, our lakes, different configurations. Sometimes they have like a long flat area and it drops. Sometimes it's, so yeah, that's something that we can also, educate people, with, you know, the type of lake that, not a driver from another state that probably doesn't know about it, but local residents should know what their lake, configuration is.
100%, and this is what I try to tell the parents, because, you know, when I go to my event, I have this amazing table. A little room of ducks to draw the kids every to my table, and I tell the kids, and, you know, I say, listen, you put your ball, and you drop them in the water, your ball, you don't go in, because they don't realize it. The parents are looking at me like I'm crazy, because nobody knows. So like that ledge, and like you said, they're not, no two lakes has the same ledge. Even in the same lake, I think the part of it can be shot and wider than the other. And I think that's what happened to my son, because the lake where we go paddleboarding in my community had a maybe 2 to 3 foot coral ledge. The one that took my son's life had 10 to 12 feet, and I know that it was dark, he couldn't see. And when he jumped in, I'm sure he probably figured, you know, he was probably thinking like the one in our lake, in our community, he goes 1, 2, 3 steps and he would jump in. When he did it that night, it was white and there's no way to tell. It's dark. Most of these waterways don't have guardrails. There's no warning signs. There's nothing. So it's a whole educational process that needs to be started to really truly make people aware. And you want to respect the water. I don't want people to fear it. I want them to respect the water and know that there's dangers. And I think when people learn and understand everything we're trying to do, I think it's a whole educational opportunity for us to really save lives.
Yeah, and also the algae that grows in the deeper areas, when people jump in the lake and they get trapped, the legs get trapped in it. And that's really dangerous too. And I remember, yeah, when I took swimming lessons years ago, our teacher used to say, you can drown in 5 feet of water, 5 feet from the shore. You have to stay calm and make sure that you don't panic, because that's when you drown. When you panic and you can't float, you need to learn how to float, that's the key.
And that's key too. So when that happens, and that's funny you say that, because right after Aiden, I lost my son, maybe 2 months later in my same city, that exact thing happened. There were 2 teenage kids that were teaching each other to drive. Their car went into the lake. There was so much of that algae and vegetation in the water that the people couldn't get in there to even find them to get there. And so by having a life ring, at least they could hold on to it till rescue were able to get there and to pull them out. But it's very dangerous. You know, these waters, they scare me, and that's why there really needs to be something to do. The thing is, I tell people, you want to be proactive. You don't want to say, oh, I wish we had done something. The next time there's a water emergency, you don't want to have regret, say, wow, you know, I wish I had done this. You know, you want to be proactive with the hope of saving lives. You know, obviously with any life-saving device, whether it's an AED, fire extinguisher, or shock-absorbing kit, any of those life-saving devices that are out there, you want to hope they're never needed. But when they are there, you're going to be glad they're there to save a life. I know if there had been a life ring there that night, my son would have used it. I cannot swim. I couldn't do anything but sit there and scream and call for help. Nobody would stop me. I went out in the road trying to stop the cars. Nobody would stop me. My neighbor would stop and help me. And so we just have to do everything we can, you know, because obviously first responders do their best to get there as quickly as possible. But if there's something there, like a life ring, like you said, there was vegetation, somebody got caught in there, their feet were tangled, but they hold onto the life ring, they wouldn't fatigue themselves, rescue to get there and get them out. You know, there has to be something there, so that way, you know, like that, when the first responders get there, they have a better outcome. And, you know, I have a lot of support from the first responder community, because, you know, obviously they're the first ones there. They see firsthand, unfortunately, way too often when these situations happen. And every second counts in a water emergency. So the more life rings that are there, the quicker they are to get them. We don't put covers on top of them. You know, they just sit on a hook. The ones in my community, I monitor them. I also monitor ones that are in lakes around me. We have them in some of the county parks, and when I'm on my bike, I check them out. They do not take them down when there's a storm coming or any of these big windstorms, and I can tell you they don't move. The ones in my community have been there for over a year, and they look just like they did when we put them in. So they're basically there. You want quick access, easy to use. You don't want to worry about covers or anything that's going to take time, because in a water emergency, there's no time.
Sarah, I wanted to ask a question with regards to pricing. I got the $60 per piece. Well, first you donate the first 10. I got $60 per piece. After that, 30 per sign, $10 for the post, $20. I just put that. I know it could be anywhere from 50 to 100 foot rope. And then the hook is the
Yeah.
only thing I missed that you didn't get to say a
Well,
price.
the hook, depending which one you use, the every city does a little differently, but you need a hook and you need an eye hook. So the hook to set the ring on, is under $5. And then the eye hook is like $1, but the eye hook screws into the back of the bottom of the post, and then it's like one of those little metal, like a carabiner type thing, or like one of those little hooks that you just either push and pull and unhook it. So we're talking under $1 for that. And then the bag of concrete is about $3 to $4, depending on where you get it. You know, at the local hardware store or, you know, wherever you get it, it depends. And, so well under $100 for each post to do it.
No worries. I just wanted to take some notes on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, well, thank you so much, Sarah, you know, for your time. We really appreciate it. It definitely is something that I myself, you know, I'm on a motion to proceed where the next step is and, you know, collaborate with whoever we need to do, and we'll keep in touch on get this process, you know, done as soon as possible. Of course, we do have, this committee presents, or, you know, every so often we present in front of the council. So I'll keep you posted, because I believe our next day, it's April, you have it there, April, April 9th? Okay, so we present on April 9th. I'll keep in touch with you. Maybe you want to come on that day and
Absolutely.
and talk.
I do this great presentation, and I promise you, I make them cry.
Um,
I don't think I've been to one city and they sit there, when they hear my story, I sit there and hearing it from me, you know, people say to me, why do you do this? They say, how can you do this? And I say, first of all, I have to do this. This is my duty. You know, being a mom, I was there and I saw, you cannot tell me it's not necessary. I have PTSD from that night. I can still see and hear everything that happened that night. I can tell you there's a dire need. So when I go to these meetings and the commission hear my story, they ask questions, I would answer for every question they give me. You can't tell me it's not necessary. And it's so much more impactful because you can sit there and you can tell them the story because you believe in it, you know it's a necessary thing. But they can be like, yeah, and blow it off like it's not important, but they can't tell me that. I was there, and that's why I do what I do, because so many times change happens because of a tragedy. There's many moms out there, as you know, or parents just who have things happen in their life, and I'm with my son's legacy. I do this now for my son, and I would happily talk to them, whoever I can, to help you in the process. I've done it many times. I know what to do. I know what they ask, and I'd be happy to help you in that process.
Awesome. Thank you so much again, and we're so sorry for your loss, of course. And thank you for reaching out, and we'll definitely keep in touch. Is there any other questions for Sarah? No?
Thank you, Sarah.
With the assignment.
No, thank you all so much. I'm really grateful for this opportunity to be a part of your meeting, and I appreciate what you all do for your community, because you're making a difference every day. And, you know, I'm grateful for the opportunity to be a part of what you're doing, and I appreciate your help.
Awesome. Sarah, just so you can know, our liaison, it's here now, and she's sending you an email with a date and time and information, and the address, of course, here at Town Hall, so that way you can put it in your calendar, and we'll see you on April 9th.
Perfect. I will absolutely be there. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And
Thank you, and thank you for your patience. I know that we've been trying to come out here for some time, so I appreciate your patience. Thank you. Have a great night.
You as well. Thank you all.
Take care. Bye-bye.
What you end up with?
I actually saw that on the news a couple of days
You did?
ago. Yeah, and I
Can't
I
believe it
mean,
was a year ago.
yeah.
In 2022, April
22.
2022.
I thought it would be a great idea for here, but look how many lakes we have. I mean, obviously one in Royal Oaks would be
Well,
the best
the-
one.
the-
Did it happen in summer?
The
That's
first
right.
Sawgrass.
Sawgrass. Yeah, I saw it on TV. It was sad. It was a sad story.
My
She said she couldn't swim. She couldn't swim.
My first
So
thought,
big and,
You hit a rock.
yeah.
my
I'll just
first,
say, relax. Kid was doing the right thing, you
Yeah,
know?
that's.
You raised the kid right, you did right by him, and he, you know, he.
that's sad, and honestly, the guys that, you know, It's a soft topic, huh?
Yeah.
Uh,
We did
It's
have
hard-
that
it's hard.
incident, we did have that incident here in the lakes where the car got into, remember, I think it was a new.
Martha, right?
Yeah, I know,
no,
right?
that was by Willie's house.
Was it by Willie House? It went
Yeah.
into the street. Yeah,
No, that's like
Yeah.
Gary.
the two kids went into it or something.
Yeah.
Well, I know we had that incident here.
So, my first thought process, where I know she actually can get that many up front. My first thought process was all the beaches, all the public beaches. Definitely
What,
that, there's like three.
Two, three.
Well, I think it's a two approach.
Right.
Is looking at first what the town maintains
Yeah.
and manages, and then reaching out to the HOAs that manage their own lakes and encourage them to do it on their own. I think that's kind of, I don't know if the town is to be out there, at least from the initial standpoint, considering how many lakes we have to be able to get them, because, look at Lake Patricia, you guys have a lot of entry points, but there are public lakes, public portions of it, public beaches on some of these lakes where they, the town can be placed. And that, I think maybe we target at least minimum the 10 that we think they're gonna get.
Yeah.
And then whatever we need to purchase out, make that recommendation. Otherwise, I think, with her presentation at the council meeting, it's definitely gonna be one of those that it's just kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah, for sure.
But if we go with that double approach, you're not gonna get the people saying, hey, look, we shouldn't be providing it to the HOAs, those community, the lakes that are maintained by the communities need to be maintained by the communities. But it's also something that we can push to them, that it's
Well,
very affordable.
Right, and I
It's
thought
not
that,
something that's,
right, it's not on,
It's not out of reach, yeah.
no, it's in, well, to your point, one of the first things what I saw was the HOA quarterly meeting.
Yeah.
To have that as a topic,
Yeah.
to bring on those HOAs, more than anything that are surrounding, correct, so, and then what I said, public beaches, because those are very accessible, they're quick, to get them, but definitely, go ahead, Felicia.
Yeah, adding to that, I think, besides the beaches, we have to make sure that, I know there's some lakes that have fences, but it's making sure that the lake that faces a doorway, that a car can, which one you said that happened, that they fell in the lake?
Like Martha.
they want to the community.
Oh, okay, because I know, I have Lake Martha in mine, and it turns, so if someone turns really quick and doesn't, they may fall in the lake. But the idea is to make sure to locate it in areas where there's a danger of a car going into. Because, the private, swimming areas, that's a good location too, so we need to make an assessment or where potential danger could happen.
Yeah, it's like, where do we concentrate the first thing?
Yeah.
It's finding first what the public beaches are.
That is true. Public
I think
beaches,
those are the easier ones.
public parks areas that have public entrances to come.
Yeah, we just have the Parks and Recreation, have them identify that first.
But they use the cars when the person drives into a couple of.
What areas do we identify that have streets that lead like a dead end that lead to an
Yeah,
area?
like my street.
Well, that's everywhere.
That's
My
everywhere in
street
town?
goes, it goes and turns.
So almost every lake has at least one street that kind of, I wouldn't say necessarily dead ends into it, but is alongside of like.
My street goes, and then it turns. And if you're not familiar with the area and it's dark.
No, absolutely. It's something
right
that,
into.
So, I want to jump in, guys, because we still have, some additional one, it's getting a little late, I don't want to leave you guys here too long. So I'm gonna motion for council to adopt the resolution of the, Aiden Perry, Hero Life Ring Initiative. Is there a second? Second by, Javier. Any additional comments? No, seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against? All right, the ayes have it. So what I'll do is, once we get to that item, I already have added it to the report. We'll bring it to the council on that meeting.
who seconded?
Javier, we'll bring it to the council on that meeting and definitely, go from there. And I'm sure she has, the entire package and process, so we'll put her in contact with whoever we need to do from, legal, so that way it can go sooner than later. All right, thank you so much. We're gonna go ahead and move to the next item. That is, 8C, Rain Barrel Workshop. Al, can you give a little, information on that?
So that's, UF who came out a couple months ago to do a workshop for you guys.
Yeah.
They were just, I believe I forwarded you guys that email, but
Yes.
they're just, they wanted to get ahead of the calendar. And they wanted to do something for Earth Month possibly, get you guys on the calendar to do the barrel workshop. The rain barrel.
If we need one, mine broke down. I had to throw it out.
need to water your grass with that?
They just wanted to know if you guys were interested and wanted to book one.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much are they doing?
But they give one out, actually.
No, you have to buy them. I have to
Actually,
pay- I have to pay 40 for mine.
in the presentation, right, she said that there was a where you could sign up and they give,
Oh, okay.
try and get it.
Free one. And it's very useful when we had the storm and I broke my water line. I was able to use that water like my toilets.
There you go.
It's like a 50-gallon,
Yeah, it's big. It's wonderful.
55 gallons
55 gallons, so.
And-
or 65.
And what I did is I
275.
found like a screen, tied it up, so the mosquitoes could not get into it. Fix it. Because you have to leave it open for the water to fall in, but if it's open, it's full of water and the mosquito larvae starts. So I put
So,
a mesh on it.
so what exactly is it, again, that we're supposed to be doing in this item?
No, that was them offering for you guys to do a workshop with them for the rain barrel workshop. They just wanted to know if
So for Earth Day, they wanna do like if they wanna collaborate with us to do like the workshop for the rainbow.
That'd be
But
fine.
at this point, I don't know what's available, because this was a little bit back,
Right.
so I don't know. They just wanted to know if you guys were interested in having.
So
to
we
come out
definitely
for our
are.
workshop.
If we can just reply back to and let them know, see what the new dates are, Yep. okay? All right, let's move on to item 8D. Pedestrian safety awareness, public service announcement, proposal, Ms. Salazar.
Yes, I met with, public safety committee, because this was a topic that, a constituent told our office that he had surgery and the doctor told him to go for walks, but then he was walking and he had like basically brain surgery. And he was walking on the sidewalk and I had to merge into the street because, the sidewalk were blocked. So I brought it to the attention, to put it in the lake, or actually they did put something in there. To bring, awareness to the people. They have, I think, a column now of, something about keeping my relates beautiful or something like that. And I presented it to the public safety committee. They voted in favor of proceeding with helping out as far as supporting us on this. And Officer Amador was there and he was gonna make sure that, help us too. And basically, go walk around the neighborhood and if they see a car that is blocking the sidewalk, just make them aware, you cannot do that. So I even saw a car parked on the sidewalk parallel, so these people are not paying attention and it's dangerous because actually I made a little card to put in cars and they told me, no, don't do it, it's too dangerous. So I basically, elderly people, mothers and kids in strollers, bikers, the elderly and people that, kids, so it's making people aware, don't block the sidewalk, So I think we need to follow up with the police.
Yeah, I think there's an ordinance actually where you can park on the sidewalk, just not between midnight and 6 AM. Or is that the swell?
The 12.
No, it's swell. It's just that people are parking. and-
Yeah,
and then
I
they-
take my kids for a walk and I gotta go on the street sometimes, yeah.
Especially, kids and elderly people,
Yeah.
So,
or handicapped people.
Head on a swivel.
will you say that this is more, along the lines of the public safety committee?
Well, I think it's an issue of, helping the neighbors with, the safety. But they were very, good in saying, yeah, we can, the police and that. The police actually volunteers, we can just go and if I see a car, we will see a car. that, is blocking the sidewalk when they knock on their door, because they don't recommend people doing it personally. Because, there was an
Yeah, I wouldn't
incident-
recommend that
Yeah,
at
there
all.
was an incident of someone who knocked on someone's door, and they put it on him. So the police are gonna do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that.
So,
Sometimes I'll go through their driveway and wave at them.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they're
Yeah.
outside.
but yeah, the police said that they would help,
So what it, have this been brought up to the public safety committee?
yes, yes, it has.
Okay, and we're collaborating with them? Who had the initiative? Miss-
Well, I brought it to them because,
Brought it-
yeah, because we had met, you know.
Right, of course.
I said, well, let me present it to them.
Right.
And I think it's more like a safety issue, but the
Correct.
Laker is a board, and they had an article, I don't know which month it was, and they did talk about not to block the sidewalk.
So the objective is to raise awareness. That's your
It's
goal.
awareness of the safety.
Is there
you know,
something that we can
it's
do?
your Safety.
Is there something that we can post on the town's website that will?
Yeah, we
refer
can do
to
that too.
maybe that?
And you're just looking for our support, meaning when you guys go out there to knock on doors, to go with you guys?
No, the police is doing that.
So we're not doing anything at all?
What we can do is promote it online or, you know. have
No social media platforms or
media.
tag whatever the town is doing? Okay,
Putting it as a public service announcement, in collaboration with the police.
okay.
And then just make them aware that not to block the sidewalks, you know, and, you know, they park in the driveway.
Okay,
And that's about it.
thank you, Felicia.
Mhm.
So in this case, it's for no action is required here.
No action from us, but, you know, we can help out and bring the news.
Okay. The next one is 8E, zoning
Well,
Code.
again,
covenant clarification for proposal, Ms. Salazar.
yes, I attended one of the zoning meetings, and I asked the question about, something about the covenants, and they cannot, give you a straight answer on it, as far as the information. But, I think it's important that we make residents aware, because there's a lot of new residents, and they don't know the difference between the zoning restriction and covenant restrictions. I think it would be good to contact the HOAs. I think there was a lady that said that, most HOAs, they have copies of the covenants, because when you bought property in Miami Lakes, there was a covenant tied to it, like you cannot put fence in front of your house, or you cannot do certain things. I don't have the covenants, so the restrictions which attest to that. So I think it's important that people are aware, that you cannot bring your hedge all the way to the front, and they don't know, so it's, the zoning code, but again, as far as, the difference between we need to educate them about the difference between the zoning, code and the covenants. And just basically say, read your covenant, and unfortunately, a lot of real estate people do not show them the covenant because, no, it's too strict, I don't want to hold you. But, I think it's important that they,
That's not like that. I
Yeah.
think the real estate agents do it and show
No.
them, but they
no,
choose
it's
to
just
not.
that some people don't do it. But I think it's important that, and if there's a conflict between the zoning code or the covenant or deed restrictions, the more stringent one applies. I mean, people need to be able to know, but the zoning lets me do this, so no, but the covenant says no, and it's more stringent. So that's the clarification that we need to convey to the residents, that they need to, if they're doing an addition or they're doing something to the property and the zoning, building department says, oh yeah, you can do it, but the covenant says no.
But let me ask you a question, to that point. If, what?
That's more of an HOH.
Well, it depends, no, when we said data restrictions, because, for example, my house, we don't have an HOA. What we had is data restrictions. But what happens to that, Felicia, the fact is, if I'm trying to do an addition to my house, right? And I can based on the deed restrictions, but now zoning is approving it. I'm not gonna waste my time going to my deed restriction, go to zoning and say, hey, by the way, hold on a second.
I can't do this.
Yeah, why are you approving this? No, that doesn't make any sense. So how do you suggest that we are going, because the fact is, and let's be realistic to each other. if somebody's gonna wanna do, and I just put it, because you put the example of an addition, right? Somebody's gonna wanna do an addition, okay, and they go to the zoning, board, and it's approved, they're not gonna contradict themselves and say,
I have a deed.
yeah, well, what would,
If the zoning doesn't tell them about,
Okay, you're saying that your HOA is not active. but-
no, I don't have an HOA at all. My home, from what I was told, I live in Patricia,
But that's.
went under deed restrictions. That's where they're somewhere out there, they exist, I don't have them,
They're on your deed.
Okay.
yeah, which I'm not gonna look for, no, but they're not on the deed,
No, but
I have to look for them.
there's a
Right.
database, and I know the person who probably has them.
I understand, but,
We need to put it someplace so people know.
yeah, but.
but again, what's the legality of this? Can the planning and zoning say, hey, listen, you can't do this because it says you have a deed restriction? How do you stop someone from, I understand his point, because how do you get someone from saying, or how do we get someone from like,
The
hey,
enforcement piece.
you.
No, it's a zoning, the zoning.
Zoning has to
The
be.
zoning board is the
enforcer.
one that has to have those deed
Yeah,
restrictions
they have
in
to have
front
a
of
deed
them,
restriction, and they have to enforce the deed restriction.
and those are the ones that supersede.
If you don't have an active HOA, that's, to enforce it, then.
So the enforcer has to be the HOA.
Yes.
Yeah, but what happens, okay,
No
so.
one's gonna, again, like he said, if he goes,
Yeah,
the HOA
Yeah.
doesn't respond for the zoning. If I need to apply for a new permit, I have to go to the zoning. They're the one who's gonna say yea or nay. It's not my HOA that's gonna say yea or nay. So if
There's two pieces. Your HOA can't prevent you from doing certain things that apply to your community. If zoning will always go towards, and let me give you an example in my community. Is we have restrictions with regards to style and color of awnings. And the town will not approve a permit until they get the letter from
Right.
the HOA. The enforcement piece, and this is where it applies for with Rudy, if he has any type of restrictions pursuant to any deeds on his property, that would be subject to zoning getting some type of notification or them saying, hey, look, we're gonna hold off on the permit. If they say nothing, there's really nobody then to
Right,
enforce.
of course.
Yeah,
And to your point, sorry, and to your point to the HOAs, that's not zoning or it's the point of the HOAs. They need
It's
to
a
enforce
community
it,
agreement.
right? And typically, the way that works is the document, and I don't know, in Javier's property, they're called, in the industry, they're called architectural modifications, right? And those architectural modifications, right, they set around certain boundaries that when you want to put a new awning, this architectural modification package is given to you. And those deed, right, which they're governing document restriction, they're not deed restrictions. When it goes to HOA, they're not called deed restrictions.
That's the confusion, that's what we need to make sure that it's clarified when people.
Yeah, but it's clear, no, but this is not about the people, Felicia, to your point, this is, there's two different entities that you're looking at here. If you're looking at HOAs, has nothing to do with the town, has nothing to do, right, that is their obligation, right? We exactly, that's what they do, and if they have a management company, managing their community, these documents have to be in place already before anything is, requested from that, from the town. That's the first part of it. The second, in my case, I don't have an HOA. I have what's called deed restrictions. So if in the deed restrictions, there's something that I cannot do, I'm not gonna go front, they did restrictions, to the town. I'm gonna go, I'm gonna pull my permit, I'm gonna put it, I have the point. I'm gonna go in front of the zoning department if requires zoning approval. If it didn't require zoning approval, but it's still restricted on the deed, I'm gonna pull a permit. And if somebody's not doing their homework, right, in the town, they're gonna give me a permit. I'm gonna do it, and then you are gonna come to me, or you're gonna come to the government, to the town next and say, wait a second. I know the deed restrictions, I've been living here for 40 years, and that addition cannot be done. But guess what? The town already gave me a permit and I finished building it.
So before the town was incorporated, who enforced the deed restriction? The county.
County,
County.
it was a county
It was a
and,
county, it was not the.
No.
The Grand Company couldn't.
The great company were the ones that had the big restrictions and so forth.
I'll tell you, I know, no, I'll tell you.
Company couldn't find the.
No, I'll tell you who was the one that was doing it. It was prestigious, and I don't know if I'm using the right name of companies that somebody just went to the Florida Department of, not revenue, excuse me, the,
DVPR?
no, not the DVPR, the state of Florida, business. So they created a corporation, Sunbury. They created themselves a Lake Patricia Association. They gave somebody a title of president, they gave somebody a title of a church, but there was no governing documents. So
was no
that,
bylaw.
nothing, there was no bylaw, there's nothing, just deed restriction. So these indeed correct, but I would have to say that back 40, 63, people would answer a little better to just these deed restriction and these body that they call themselves a lake association, will collect the $25 for dry lots, and they will collect the $50 for, wet lots, or whatever they were called back then. And that's how they were maintain the lakes, and then the surrounding from that subdivision, they were enforced these deed restriction. But the truth is that they were enforceable. So unless the county came or the grants back then, but that's really where it came down to. So to your point, there's two parts here, right? And which one is the one that you would like to tackle and how? Because I honestly feel that that may be a little outside of our boundaries as a.
Creating some kind of information to the new residents, because I see a lot of things that are like changing in the town.
But.
Because people don't know that they have.
That's not because of the people, it's because of that, yeah, it's because of our government. If our government doesn't know that, right, and I'm gonna tell you why, because.
I know what I can and cannot do.
Right, that's true, but even if you tell me, I'll let you know, even if you tell me, Rudy, you can put, 700 square feet with a concrete driveway, right? If I want to do it, I'm gonna do it if the town gives me a permit. It doesn't matter if I know or not know,
These orders.
right? Do you see what I'm trying to say? So, and I get you, right? Information, right, is knowledge and knowing this, but we gotta be realistic with the message that we're gonna be and how impactful can that message be? Because most of the people, when they want to do a driver, they're gonna get it done.
Yeah, but.
In the
but
scenario.
I was reading, I mean, there's a lot of documents here to read. That there's certain, like they changed it. I mean, they went from, it used to be 60% coverage for the front. And this is zoning, this is not HOA. They changed it to from 60% coverage to 70, but no, from 60 to 50. And then if it's permeable pavers, you can do 70% coverage, which means you can, the whole front of your house. And I've seen, and again, it may be zoning department's fault. I see a lot of people covering the whole front, and we saw one that had.
I agree with you.
And
but it
instead of
can't-
being permeable, concrete is now permeable. And people are like paying.
So this, yeah, so.
So what do you want to say?
So what I wanna say is there's two issues, right? The HOA, that one is covered by the bylaws of the HOA, so there's nothing that we can raise awareness. Whoever buys and in a community that has an HOA needs to know that there's bylaws that they have to follow, and the HOA governs those, what they can do and they're not able to do. In the case of Lake Patricia, where Rudy lives, the enforcing body, in my opinion, is the zoning department. If a new resident moves in and they said, okay, I want to do this, they thinking that doing the right thing is coming to the town, or the zoning department say, I want to do this. If the zoning department approves their project, that's it. There's no, because those deed restrictions that you're talking about,
Bottom line.
they're not enforceable. There's not a body that enforces that.
You code enforcer
The zoning code for Miami Lakes, when they started, and I went to several of those meetings, they based a lot of them on the deed restrictions. So what you see in our zoning has a lot of the deed restrictions incorporated.
So that's so, right,
So, but there's still some others that, again, I don't know why they didn't implement all of them for different. Like,
So, I'll give you another example, maybe that makes it easier. So let's say I move into one of these areas, right? And I say, I want to put an awning so I can put my boat in. And I come to the town to pull a permit for that. I'm hoping that the zoning department is gonna look and say, oh, no, you're not allowed to have a boat first. And then,
awning that he wants to build, to put the boat is out of, compliance with the codes of the zoning codes and the building codes. So they are the enforcing body of those deed restrictions. But you can't expect the general public to know what they can do or not, when we have a zoning department that enforces that.
Yeah, because I remember, and again, I attended some of those meetings, it was the implementing of, because people wanted to put boats in front of their homes. And some members of the council said, oh yeah, mention that people, and there was one member.
I think where we get in a great area is when they contradict each other.
With the council member, he said, no, we need to follow, our this restriction, because then everybody's gonna put a boat in.
Louis Thompson, was he a councilman?
Yes.
But
He
again,
helped us put together that,
I believe that the town was talking, council was talking about a code enforcement.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it has to come down to that. We have to have some kind of code.
protect the
So
quality of life of the
if
town, and look,
anything,
we're losing our,
if anything, I think you should follow up with the council and see what the process of code enforcement has been, or what those talks are, because again, we can't enforce none of this unless there's some kind of.
I think our code enforcement is really weak.
Correct.
Right?
There is no code enforcement in my place.
Right, because remember when we had the HOA meeting, the gentleman that had the issue with the pool, that the tenant behind him had a couple of Rottweilers, the Rottweilers were pooping all over the concrete deck. And every time he got into his pool, through the bottom of the fence, he saw that. And the pool was green, code enforcement couldn't do anything. Because they couldn't get into the bottom, it was not visible. And even if they did, the maximum, I believe it was a fine of $1,000. So if I want to break the law and the town of Miami Lakes and do whatever I want to do in my house, I go and I do it, and I know I'm fined $1,000, it's capital. You go do that in Coral Gables or the city of Miami, and they give you.
Yeah,
a
we
fine
got
per
your
day.
house, yeah.
You can even have a commercial vehicle in front of your house.
In Coral Gables,
Now they're allowing pickup trucks because of pickup.
in Coral Gables, in 6 months, you can owe the town, you can owe the city thousands of dollars.
So I
It's like
think,
$350 per day or something like that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
so Felicia, correct me if I'm wrong, I think I kind of get a little more the idea what you're trying to do, right? So that way we can, if it's within our purview, right, we can definitely support you. But what you're looking for, it's other, because I'm gonna be honest, educating the residents, I think for what you're trying, from my view, what you're trying to do, it's not gonna work. Because at the end of the day, clearly results speak for themselves, right? And some of those people that, they're maximizing their driveways, they're putting, dark roofs, all this stuff, right? They're getting rid of, of all the green in the front. So this will be something more to, okay, we're in support to go to the council and say, what is the council doing,
Clarification.
right?
of
To
what's required.
protect more of the lifestyle here in Miami Lakes, right? So I think that's more like it, because honestly, our little committee, I don't know how much, impact we're gonna do, but is that kind of where you're?
But I think you're in the right place, and I think the council has heard that before, because they had talked about code enforcement. And then there has to be some kind of regulation when it comes to the statics of the town, because it's like you're saying, it's the Wild West. Everybody's doing what they want to do,
Concern is, again, the driveways, people, and then we have to spend thousands or millions of dollars doing drainage, because, where's the water gonna go?
And the driveways
I mean,
keep coming up, but guess who approves it?
Yeah.
The zoning.
The zoning, but.
And guess who approves them after that? The building.
Guess who approves it? Because they do it, they go out there, they look at it, they're like, okay, here you go, you're sign off of it.
And then like, there's some areas in Miami Lakes that don't have, like my street, when it rains a lot, the water goes into the lake. But in some areas that have lakes, and people pave their front yard. And I said that to Roberto Alonso one time, that we were walking, campaigning with him years ago. And I said, look at this, everybody paves because it was designed for the water to percolate through the grass. And if it doesn't percolate through the grass, where's it gonna go?
No, I seen the ones that do the concrete box, and they put the, like, it's supposed to be the artificial grass, which is supposed to be real grass.
But look, all you have to do is go down, where are we? Go down south on 67 Ludlam, and make a ride on it's a Miami Lakes Way, where
The school is?
where the K through
Miami
eight?
Lakes Way,
Yeah.
Miami Lakes Way. If you go down that way, as of right now, I think I've counted about 5 to 6 of them. And in the past year, those
Right.
drivers have come up. So here's my recommendation, Felicia. If you want to put some kind of report summarizing, and I do have that on my report to council, right? And definitely you can participate with me and that day present to the council our concern as a committee, right? Which we're going.
You know, we're growing vertically, but we need to.
100%. But this will be.
In one beautiful direction.
Right, this will be the platform, right, to put it out there, okay? So if you like I said, put something together, send it to Io, so that way we can add it on the, because I do have the line item already.
While you mentioned that, I just wanna highlight the fact, cause I know I sent it to you and,
Yes.
it's about, but just for all of you guys, the deadline for that is 9 days from today. So I need
Deadline
the
for-
No,
report.
we're, that's what I'm saying, we're approving that today.
Yeah, but I'm saying, cause you said for her to send me that. So.
Well,
She needs to report-
we don't need, we
Do
don't.
you want me to attach it to the council agenda?
We-
No, you can put it as an initiative.
No, we can put it, we don't have to necessarily, meaning, I don't want her to send it to me, meaning she sends it to you, you forward it to me. So
Right,
that way
but-
I can have it, but we don't need have to necessarily present it. No, the
But-
item is there,
But I
right?
take the opportunity for 60 minutes, I do need that as soon as possible.
You need, first,
minutes.
Felicia's.
So Felicia, going back to your item here, I think the awareness, it will be like the phase 2, in my opinion. I think that you should focus on bringing it up to the council's attention and ask that, we all notice what you notice, by the way, I'm not, I'm not in disagreement with what you're saying, but I think it would be more effective if you ask them to provide clarification on the code enforcement of it and the role of the zoning department on it. So that once that's established,
So then
then,
we can guide it, right?
then we can, exactly. We can identify what.
How did you write it in?
Yeah.
All right, good. Next one, no, we're good.
We're not doing a motion for.
No, we don't need that, no. The next one is F, lake conditions report updates, request.
That was that in, I think there's a link, on the town's website, and I think in Public Works, that has the lake condition reports from 2019. And I think I don't know when our next one is due. I think it's important that we, have someone check the condition of the lakes, if they're safe, as far as, because it's a lengthy report. It's very thorough, very interesting, a lot of reading to do. I haven't finished reading it. It has all the different lakes, when it was built, the history of it, what they found on each one, the content of different things. So I think, I don't know.
Was there cost to
because I know they did it. I know years ago, the Civic Association, we did, with FIU, they came and they did the testing. And I think, because people use the lake to swim and we want to make sure that everybody's safe and the lakes are, safe to swim in and basically, it's important that we keep our lakes clean. I know it's an HOA issue also, but we need to make sure that who's checking, because I know, and again, it's in the Public Works website. And, the last one was 2019. And, we want to know what existing pollutants are in the area and so forth, because we don't want people to see.
So what are you recommending that we?
Then we.
Test the water?
Figure out, who can do the testing or how much it's gonna cost, and we need to be on top of that. I think it's important we.
How long ago I know exactly what the test, do we have a date on that test? On that report?
The report is 2019, that's the last one.
In 5 years?
Is that the one from FIU or
No, the one, I don't
From
know.
what university? I know it was UF, I don't.
I think it was FIU.
I don't remember the date. I'll tell you.
Yeah, because you presented it at one of the
Right.
conference meetings. I remember.
But I think we have to find out through Public Works or whoever is in charge of this now.
They even came in as a presentation.
So what exactly, Felicia, you want to touch base with Public Works and see, where, what is recommended?
What's the status of the water? How do we find out that they're safe?
So
Which
you're
water?
recommending that we do new testing?
Which water? Are we talking about all the lakes? Okay, so in that case, most probably, the question here is, how good or for how long is this test for? Right? I think that's the first question, because if they turn around and says, look, this report is good for 10 years, right? One of those things, then,
Yeah, but you really
like
think
say,
that
I-
lake report
right,
is good for 10 years?
I don't know, that's what I'm saying, I don't know that part.
It can happen.
I understand, but it's the same thing with an appraiser, right? An appraiser for insurance, it's good per se for 3 years, right? That you don't have to touch it. However, if there's a big change in the market, then it's recommended that you go back and get an updated one. But the law doesn't say that you have to, in my industry, saying that you have to get a new one. That's what I'm trying to say. So I understand, but I don't know the information, so you have to go and get it. I'm just basing on something else that has a similar process. So in this case, we'll have to get it, because if that is the case, can we afford, can this town afford to get this test done every year? If that's what's recommended? I understand that, but when you go and put that on a budget, I don't live in a lake, I don't get in a lake, I don't care about the lake. So no, it doesn't affect me.
So
That's what you hear at these council meetings.
If I may, to the chair, so what you're saying, if the report, if the person, the company does the report, says that report is good for 5 years on insurance purposes or for.
For whatever purposes
For
of the
whatever
lake.
purpose of the lake, you don't see that there is a need to test the lakes?
No, I don't see, I'm not qualified to make that decision.
I don't think any company will guarantee it for any.
Yeah.
It's a
Of course
budget.
not.
No,
Like,
no, I don't think there's gonna be a guarantee. All you have to find out what the best practices or what the standards are of how often you should be doing the checks. I think.
Does
that's what they-
HOAs?
All the HOAs for the most part do it, yes.
Okay,
We
so
do it
The
around
ones,
lake.
the ones where they're maintaining their lakes, yes.
Okay, so instead of doing a whole test on, us going out, why don't we get a report from those that have done the test?
Because it's different testing. The lake conditions report goes into a lot of other reports
That's
than what the HOA does. I think we need to find out who did the last report, because for some reason, I think it might have been even FDAP, might have been at a state level that they came in and did an assessment. I don't know if that's something they regularly do. I don't know if it was a request of the town. I think we just pull that report, find out exactly how that one came about, and try to see what the process is, and just come back the next meeting and discuss it.
Okay.
Table?
Through the chair, I just wanna set a reminder that you guys are at a 2-hour meeting.
Okay,
You guys are only 30 minutes past your time, so we need to start concluding the meeting.
thank you. All right, so,
Thank you.
I think that would-
We only have 5 more.
One more?
it's,
No, no.
okay, so
You want to
save the
table?
time, I'm gonna table
F.
item G,
Okay, table G.
okay?
We have to
Item
elect
H.
somebody.
So that one, I'm gonna make it quick. All of you saw the email. I believe I'll included the entire committee. So for one of the bike rides, which is not the first time that we've done it. However, it was brought to my attention that what the process exactly is. I went ahead and got some beads and stuff like that and glow sticks to pass, during the bike ride. Do you remember how much it was? Because I don't have it in front of me. How much?
$34.
No, it was a little more than $34.
No,
it was 150.
100 something.
Yeah, it was $100 and something. So basically, it's just, I'm gonna motion to take it to, I honestly, I don't even know $100 and something. Is this something that I would have to check if it has to go to the council?
I thought it was
It doesn't
below
have to go to
7, yeah.
council. You guys just have to approve because it's related to the bike ride. You guys
Okay.
are allowed to have exemption for the bike ride.
I'll motion to approve the expenditure for the last bike ride made by Rudy, Guerrero.
I second.
Motion by Mario. Second by Sus. And I'll note for next time, to,
Requesting
request it prior to the day of the event. So motion by Mario to approve. Anyway, okay, any additional questions or comments?
130 and 54 cents to be exact.
130 and 54 cents. Is the amount of Mario's motion, correct, Mario?
Correct.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against? All right, the ayes have it.
Do you have to bring that back to you?
Do you have to what?
Bring that back to you? Because I went home with them, I forgot to bring them to you this.
No, you get to keep, you have to bring that back to. Earth Day 2024.
Yeah, the Rainbow Workshop. We just wait for Al
Okay.
to see if they have availability.
All right, great. Rain barrel it is. Then
Elections.
J. Okay, elections, as you know, the beginning of the year.
Real quick, let's go do this. We'll get to, I
Okay.
motion to, elect Rudy for chair.
Second.
I love you guys too. Motion by Mario.
You accept?
Give me one moment, I gotta.
We're not asking him that question.
We didn't ask.
No,
We didn't ask.
it wasn't, there was no question.
There's a pending motion.
Voluntold,
Chair, who seconded?
everybody.
Everybody.
The entire committee.
Javier. Okay, I accept the nomination. Thank you. It's an honor to continue it. I will say that it has been a little challenging, you know, in the past 12 months. However, I think, you know, we're turning the page and I appreciate everybody's patience. You know, I will continue trying to do the best, you know, to the best of my capability and my capacity. So thank you so much. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against? All right, the ayes have it. Thank you, Rudy. Thank you, guys. Huh? Okay, hold on. Now, the second nomination is for vice chair.
I'd like to nominate this individual.
Okay.
And I'd like to nominate Javier.
No, that was a game.
Yeah, I think, I did have to decline them.
Sorry. But you're writing these down, right, Mark?
Also was nominated.
So Felicia nominated
Get off on.
Jesus for vice chair. I second that motion for that nomination. Do you accept?
Yes.
Thank you.
I try.
On that note, real quick,
Okay.
help your chair out sometimes, man, because if you can't make it, you can still make it to it.
I think I had a rough year last.
But Rudy's gonna be becoming.
Yes.
He's walking again.
And he has. I appreciate it. So, all right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against? No, the ayes have it. Congratulations, Sue, vice chair. And then the last position is secretary.
Nominate,
No, no.
nominate,
Isabel.
It's about,
Isabel.
yeah, she's not here. She's not here. So I say in the meantime, Mario, it's one meeting, she'll be here at the next meeting.
I
And you're gonna be gone.
hold another position.
You're gonna be gone.
Yeah.
She has to.
I can't hold another position. Thank you for saying that.
Any volunteers?
Based on what rules?
No, yeah.
It might be a practice.
The what?
To accept the nomination.
Can we call her?
Okay, we're not volunteering.
There's no voting by proxy.
No, it's not voting by proxy, is they're asking whether or not she has to accept. I don't think she has to accept.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, she does. She has to accept the nomination
Okay, so I'd like to nominate.
for any position.
One.
Okay, so
Yeah, the person has to accept it.
Jesus
Instead of, secretary.
nominated Juan. I second that. Motion, Juan, do you accept the nomination?
I do.
Awesome. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against? All right, the ayes have it. Congratulations,
You got
Juan.
to.
Awesome.
You got to accept it.
Oh, it's no big deal.
I'll stretch my wrist out before.
Now you get that, you can't get it.
Yeah.
Your time.
So the next one is report to council. So the council report is there. The only things I'm gonna go ahead and add, beautification contest, 750, HOA quarterly meeting, 400.
Beautiful campus, how much?
400, 750, 750, 400 HOA quarterly meeting, community bike ride, 5,500.
Is 5,500 enough though?
Do you wanna?
No, I'm just reporting, this is not a budget.
Wait, do you wanna add, you wanna lower the 55 and?
No,
add
but this
the-
is not a budget, this is just reporting what we already have.
2020.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
This
this
is
is,
reporting, 2023, okay.
it's 2020, right, this is
Yeah,
just a
22,
reporting,
23,
that's
you're
it.
right.
Actually, no, this is,
Or should that-
fiscal year should be 2023, 2024.
Correct.
Yeah, fiscal year 2024.
24, so correct that. The community bike ride at 460, HOA quarterly meeting, and these are the line items that I'll be, letting them know, just that we're working on. Anything else that we're working on that you want to add?
Well, Earth Day, you can say rain barrel.
No, we're not talking about, right, not the explanation necessarily, but I'm saying any of these line
Oh,
items.
no.
Do you want to add anything else?
Any project consideration?
No?
The,
All right,
Oh, wait.
the,
Eden Prairie, you have it.
Beautification?
Yeah, it's
on there.
it appears on there.
the community
First one.
aesthetic feature?
The beautification of remaining.
It's already
the
there.
community,
And
where's
there
the
was a
community?
resolution that you guys
What is it
wanted
like?
to look at or something.
Oh, the resolution for the.
So, no, but what's the
aesthetic
line item?
feature.
No, the line item is called,
Line item 7A.
yes, ways to, yeah, I'm gonna put, 7A. But I'm gonna read it out just to make sure. Ways to beautify under the Palmetto Expressway and Northwest 154th Street. Okay, anything else?
That's a resolution, no?
No, but that, right, but just the item itself, the explanation that I give is something different. Okay, so I'm gonna motion to adopt the report to council. Second by Javier,
Wait, so who seconded by her?
Second one, Javier.
second by Javier.
I have to get to you ASAP, right?
Well, no, what I was gonna tell you is I sent you a template,
Oh,
so it's easier to fill in.
Okay,
I'll send you.
any additional comments?
Thanks.
No, seeing none?
Done.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against? All right, the I have it. I'm gonna go ahead and motion. There's no, there no announcements?
Announcement, no.
Oh, yeah, this, April 7th, we have the annual car for car show on Main Street.
Hartford,
Car for, yeah.
It's on sale.
Tickets
Beer-
are on sale.
beer garden up there?
Beer garden, tickets are for sale. The event goes be like every year. Main Street.
Awesome.
Where is it?
Right here, Main Street.
Oh, yeah.
How much
They
did
pick up the entire
did you put a car?
$25 donation.
Oh, that's it?
Yes, to have a car.
Just to display.
But it should be something like you have to show.
Yeah, but.
My son wants to show off his truck, I don't know why it
It's
is.
an open car show, so.
So he can do $25 and he's put the car there. He has to show, what time does he have to show up?
Before 10,
It's 30, right?
huh? 25.
No, that's what that's.
Oh, beer garden is 30 in the event right now, and then 40 the day of the event.
So beer
And
garden.
we have La Porca Nostra, if you heard of them, and Hialeah Gardens Police Department are roasting a pig, so we're giving a little bit of. And they have
Pig
some
roast?
yeah, so we had a little competition between La Porca Nostra, who's a local here from Lakes and very famous doing a pig roast, and Hialeah Gardens, what they did is, they took a Crown Vic, all police cruiser, and they converted it into a fire pit.
Is that
Oh.
what you guys used in, days in?
In Tallahassee, yeah, the same.
Yeah,
they
they did it now.
Takes the game.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, I know. They
I've had, I've had baby.
Well, I
But they had this, they put barbecue sauce.
Barbecue sauce. So it's the same crew, they were gonna be there, they were here last year, it's nice, it's the police department, actually, the sergeant and the staff, the one that volunteered at the time.
So basically you just write down everything that everybody said?
No.
All right, any other announcements?
Oh, just.
Thank you.
Just most.
No? All right, so, I motion to adjourn 7:44 PM. 10:44 PM.
7:44.
Listen, man, is there a second?
Second.
Second by